Welcome to Grog Talk, episode 36. I'm James.
I'm Dan.
Where are we from today?
We are from the house of Abraham.
Oh, the house of Abraham. That's a very spiritual place, right?
Yes, I assume so.
Full of spirits.
Full of spirits. And we'd like to thank, obviously, Abraham.
Right.
You know who I really want to thank?
I was surprised that House of Abraham was named after its proprietor, Abraham, but okay.
Right? It's not the Abraham.
That's true.
I don't think.
I don't think so.
No, there's somebody, but Abraham's been very nice. But really, I think it's been James.
Oh.
The serving boy.
Ah, well.
Who's really been quite helpful.
He's a young lad.
He is.
He's a thin lad. And has no resemblance to me, though he is apparently he's carefree when it comes to his worldview, based on that. So
that's That's not a coincidence.
No, that's true.
No, you're lawful.
I feel like I am.
I think you're. Well, we've talked about this before.
I'm either neutral or lawful neutral. Lawful good. That's where
I'm lawful neutral with good tendencies.
Good tendencies.
I'd like to think. Well,
right.
Everyone thinks that, right? Others would say, well, you're actually lawful neutral with evil tendencies.
Well, I think, like the class we're going to talk about, you may not have a choice. Based on your profession, you may have to take a certain alignment.
And that's right. But not later, right? Later editions, you could.
Possibly.
Well, who knows?
Well,
we don't know.
Why would you even bring that up? This is not all things considered.
What's happened to me?
That's right.
And of course, Abraham, you suggested that we, and I guess, is that Abraham's? That might be a picture of the house of Abraham on the cover.
Probably is, yeah.
There it is, the house of Abraham. I don't know where James is. You're not in there, but that's
Well, he's the stable boy. He's in the stable.
You're a serving boy.
Oh, serving boy.
Serving boy. Oh, you're moving up in the world.
I'd like to.
You don't have to sleep in the hayloft.
That's right,
anymore.
in the hayloft and with shoveling crap. I like that.
From Assassin's Knot. Have you run Assassin's Knot?
I've run part of it. I've run L1 a number of times.
Yeah.
And well, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
And the reason we bring that up is because today we're going to talk about assassins.
Starting at probably around 10, 20?
Probably around 3 p.m. our time. But we do have a lot of things to go over. So we're going to talk about assassins, and we're going to talk about L2, and because it did have made assassins a prominent feature of that.
And we're talking about the assassin bug, aren't we?
Oh, welcome. Hey, hello. Hello to our dear friend, to Max, one of our...
The Goblin Kids are quiet.
The Goblin Kids. Hey, I get that. I totally get that. Hold on. We must call him by his proper thing. The Governor Most Stupendous, Puissance Lord, the August Champion of Quebec City.
So it would be the Goblin. It would be like the princes and the princesses.
That's right.
Right, would be the kids. Don't they sleep in?
I don't know. But for us, tomorrow they'll sleep in because it's an hour back. We were having some questions of one of our guests, because daylight savings throughout the world is kind of jacked up. So some people have already executed.
I didn't even know that. It's changing?
Tomorrow it's changing.
Right,
you live in a state of constant just surprise, isn't it?
It is an endless surprise. It really is. It keeps life interesting.
Ah, yes. And, of course, our dear friend who wasn't available last week, the Chamberlain, His August Potency, Archduke, the Shrewd Guardian of Australia, has just joined us. Good evening, sir. It's good to see you back. I hope you're doing well. And he gave us some things that he wanted us to talk about. I'm sure he'll chime in as well, which is always well appreciated. We're very fortunate. We've got some really great folks out there. No, and thank you for your comments as far as the value. I think the apex, when they look at our show in an arc,
yeah,
when we were eating cereal live, pretty much, I don't know where you go from
Until we jump the shark?
I'm not sure if we jump the shark. I think that will be the pinnacle of that. I'm sure there will be a jump the shark moment, probably when we don't know that we say we've been from the House of Abraham 35 times because we ran out of places to go. But at this point, I think that was the pinnacle.
Well, I'm just looking forward to a Twitter poll that we do that isn't a tie.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
It increases the chance of a tie when you only have 3 voters.
Yes, that's right.
One of them was me.
Well, the problem.
Did you vote?
No, I did not vote. I don't think I can vote on my own poll. I could have to accept my other account to do that. So.
Okay.
So really, yeah, that was next time if you do vote and there's 2 votes already, you should vote for one of them, even though that's not the one you want to vote
Right,
for,
of course.
just so that we can have it.
Oh.
Well, hello everyone. Yes, it's good to see I mean, this is amazing. We have people from Canada, Australia. We have from Sweden, from Japan. So good evening, good morning, good all to those in the internet land. So we first want to announce again, GROGTALK 2020. Never too early to think about that. That's a lot of the folks who came last year are already asking us what we're going to do for this year. So if you have ideas or thoughts about GROGTALK 2020, info@GROGTALK. That's info@grogcon.com.
And I already have it. I mentioned I think we should have a massive incomprehensible death segment run by Carlos Lys.
He just murders everyone.
Yeah, it would be like 20, like unlimited amount, or maybe
Right.
up to like 20.
Right.
And yeah, and just basically, it's the last one standing.
Right.
It's just like Asmodeus or something.
He just mows them down. Yeah, I like it.
That sounds like fun.
For me, I think it would be great, but I'm not sure the people would be happy about it.
I'm going to be a thief hiding in shadows, right? I'm already thinking of strategy.
That's right. Well, that's good.
Don't be the fighter.
No, don't be the fighter, especially against Asmodeus. That would probably not be. Don't be anything against Asmodeus.
Well, the last one standing.
Well,
maybe he announces,
like a battle royale. That would basically is what you're looking at.
With 1 on 20.
Right, 1 on 20. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, right? It's not like a free for all.
Yeah, that's.
It could turn into that.
That's right. Well, if they were smart, the all 20 would gang up.
The thief would be backstabbing
Asmodeus.
No. He's backstabbing the other because if it's the last one standing,
I got you.
He's going around backstabbing a bunch of people.
Right.
He's helping.
Right.
Oh, there could be some real strategy.
Well, I think we need to think about that. Anyway, those are the ideas. Or if you don't like that idea, please give us something else because we tend to roll with what we think about sometimes. So, all right, let's thank our patrons. We have 2 new patrons again. Brian, who has signed up at the gold tier. So congratulations to Brian. So Huh?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, so that means he has, Dan and I were like, he has opened up an online play session. So we're going to have to think about that, get with him and get with some of our other friends and have an online play session where you and I either DM or I DM or you DM. So
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes, we will do that. We're going to do that in the next few weeks, hopefully. And Rob Ritchie, who is our dear friend locally, who has said he failed his save and now is a patron at the silver level. So thank you, Rob. And he part of his rationale was he wanted to join the Grog Empire, which is your favorite part.
It is.
It is the part to bestow a title.
We're doing that now.
We are doing that right now. We are bestowing Rob Ritchie his title.
Oh, this is great. I hope it's a good one. I hope we don't have any repeat stuff.
Well, the odds are we shouldn't have another Chamberlain at this point.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we are starting with, so it looks like this is 15 here.
That's right. So 15. We divide this by 2. We ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
7.
Oh, Chamberlain.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding.
You sure? 3, 6, 7. It is Chamberlain. Gosh.
You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. Okay.
Now when we say Chamberlain, no one's gonna know who we're talking about.
Yeah, but all room of if we convene the Grog Empire.
Yeah.
And we go Chamberlain.
They're all
they're
like
turn around.
There's gonna be a lot of Chamberlain. You need to invade.
That's
More
right.
people get up and leave. No, wait.
Wait, not you. Just him. Oh, it's
very
terrible.
confusing.
I don't.
We
like
can't even run our own empire.
That's right. That it's diminishing the ability of
well,
it.
maybe he'll get a cool other title too in here, and we'll use that one.
At some point, it's going to be like It's just we're not even going to say it anymore,
right?
Because everyone's a Chamberlain.
And he could have been. There's like Overlord,
right?
We don't have an Overlord, do
no.
we? Guildmaster.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds
well,
great?
Well, but we live by the dice rule. The dice giveth.
Oh, Lady Protector.
I like that. Or Lord Protector.
What we should do is randomly roll one of these and then make Carlos write a module based on that.
I got you. Okay.
All right.
Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice out of your way.
3. 1, 2, ever. The Chamberlain ever.
The Chamberlain. Now, is it most ever? Or ever? I don't understand that parenthesis.
Yeah, I'm going to go with most ever. Let's try that. Chamberlain most ever.
All right. Now it's a straight up 30.
All right.
You glad I got that die?
Oh. Diameter rice rolling. 11.
Okay, so that would be 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Incomparable.
Incomparable.
I like that. That's a new one.
Incomparable. Yep. Keep going.
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, most ever incomparable. What's the next one? D30 again? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it his most ever?
I guess we could look at his. We can do whatever we want. 20.
I think it's sort of that's
the Chamberlain, his most ever incomparable. I agree with that.
because I think maybe it is. We should actually read this. Oh, look at this. Words in parentheses are optional or should only be used when it sounds right to do so.
Ah.
I could have read this, of course, which I didn't.
No. That's
all right. 20.
20. Yeah.
Honor.
His most ever incomparable honor.
All right. Now 15.
15. I don't know how that honor goes. 30. That's the last one.
Oh no. 50. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Prince.
Honor. So it would be honorable prince, I would assume.
Oh, so he's just a prince. Honorable prince. Yeah.
Incomparable, honorable prince.
Chamberlain, his most ever incomparable.
Honorable prince.
Okay. Oh.
We got the D60 deal.
Yeah.
14. First 14.
Honorable.
Yeah, can we have double honorable?
No, I'm sure the rules say here, that you're going to consult, choose one from each column, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think that makes any sense.
The honorable, that's redundant. Then he would just be the redundant if we were going to do that. So let's do that again.
Oh.
You want that? Or let me reroll. Let's reroll. 24.
Okay, so that would be 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Astounding.
Astounding. Honorable Prince, the astounding.
And you know what's not?
Is it outstanding?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, where is it?
Astounding.
No, astounding.
Astounding, yes.
Astounding.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about this is how this really does seem to describe the actual person.
It does.
It always works out that way.
It's like a tarot or, it always finds its place.
No, this could be the good one. Come on.
Come on. This is
This is column 7.
13.
Immolator.
Oh, wow.
Should we read? Is that?
We got it. We got to go with the dice.
All right.
Unless
you're
it's
right.
redundant.
No, you're right. What's wrong with me?
Are you feeling okay?
I know. It's that Ricola you gave me.
Is it Ricola or Ricola?
We don't know. We need to do a poll.
We need to do a poll. All right.
Well, when they sing it, don't they go Ricola?
Ricola.
They don't go Ricola.
But they may be doing this for our benefit.
Well, maybe when you sing it, it sounds that way, but not otherwise. All right. So this is a.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, what's going on?
Hold on. We got something from the Grog line. Oh,
someone's contacted the Grog line.
Someone's trying to contact the Grog line. Hold on.
Everyone, sit tight.
All right.
Second time ever.
All right, this is good.
We need a rotary phone here for the Grog line.
That's right. We do need something.
It's ring.
Hold on.
Hear it ringing.
All right.
You can use a cell phone in 1E.
Apparently you can.
With you?
Apparently you can.
I made an exception with the die 30 because it's useful.
Voicemail. I'm watching your show, trying to get through on the Grog, and you are currently. I would like to. Oh, he wants to. This is Brian, our other patron. I'm sorry, Brian. Okay, cool.
Gold member, you need to answer that phone.
I put an email when I sent it for my patron. For some reason, I've not gone. Appalachia, Center, West Virginia. You got it, sir. You are good to go. I apologize. I'm not sure why it didn't ring, but Brian, we got you set up. So let's finish up with let's finish up with Rob, our dear friend, and then
that would be the Chamberlain.
Oh, very good. Well, that's.
Oh wait, no, he hasn't been bestowed yet.
That's correct.
We're not done.
That's correct. Okay, so. This is where I need to start paying the production. He needs to drop out of school so he can handle all this.
Don't you realize this is his future?
Right. His future is to not go to school, but to do these things.
I feel we're about to get crazy wealthy really soon.
Yes.
With a patron uptick, don't you think?
Yes. Soon we'll be able to quit our full-time jobs and just do this. No, we will not be able to unless our wives are going to just support us, which I don't see that happening. So. Let us bestow to our dear friend, Rob Ritchie. He is the Chamberlain, his most ever incomparable.
Honorable Prince, the astounding immolator of brandy wine.
Congratulations.
Okay, you know what I'm feeling here? Astounding immolator.
I like that.
Doesn't that sound good? He's the astounding immolator.
Right, as opposed to some of our other immolators, which was the irresistible immolator. Which is Carlos Lysing.
Come give me a hug. Ah!
This one, he's just very proficient at it.
It's burn, isn't it? To immolate?
Yes,
to burn?
It's to burn things. That's right.
There's a lot of burning going on here. The astounding immolator.
All right. I'm again. Thank you. Let me just text Brian and let him know that.
Or the honorable prince. It depends. Sometimes I'd feel like,
Right. Well, he's
his personality. He has mood swings.
Right. Well, we've played with him.
We have, and sometimes he's the honorable prince, and sometimes he's the astounding immolator.
All right. Okay. So
that's right. Why did I put this away?
No, we don't need to put it away.
This is incredible. Is this the first time we've ever had?
No, we've never had two. This is awesome.
This really is a signal.
So again, fortunately, the grog line sort of worked. I'm not sure why it went right to voicemail, but there's a lot of things I don't understand.
You know what the uptick in patrons was a result of?
What?
The
cereal?
The Blueberry Bump.
Oh well, there is a Blueberry Bump.
The Blueberry Bump.
Ah yes, that's right. Fiend Folio. In fact, we have matching Fiend Folios, sir. So that's right.
Mine, yeah.
Well, yours still has. Does yours have the KB logo on, or did we take?
What's a KB?
Oh,
logo?
I got rid of that one. That was the one that had the. I had one that from our dear friend that I finally got rid of. He had KB, still had the KB sticker.
What do you mean you got rid of it?
I sold it.
You sold a Fiend Folio?
How many Fiend Folios do I need?
People have like 20.
No, I don't need 20. How
much did you get for it? Can you tell us?
I got about $15 for it. I wasn't trying to be ridiculous.
No, you're very nice. You're very nice. No, mine, I would like to give mine away. I'm still looking for Eric Bentley.
Yeah.
Eric Bentley at 962-8315.
Are you allowed to say his phone number?
It doesn't have an area code.
Oh, true. Well, if you're Eric Bentley, we're still working on it. And I did update our totals for a number of books returned back in our Restore Hope campaign, for Restore Book Hope campaign.
Yeah,
we're at 0.
We're at 0.
Yeah, we're still at 0.
The good news is we're not going down.
No, we're not collecting more books now and taking them away from people. We haven't gone to a store and seen them and grabbed them from people. All right.
Are we going to get in trouble for me doing that phone number? Now you got me nervous.
No, you know what?
I think you're nervous.
I think you're fine. All right, let's keep going.
Let's do it.
So,
let me get these out of here.
Okay.
Right? Which you don't need.
Yeah, I don't.
These dice are so big.
Yeah, they're good. All right, so the first one is the.
This should be good. What is that?
21.
21. Wait, no, we're doing 15.
Yeah, so you divide by 2. It's
I'm sorry.
10 and a half.
I'm sorry. So what is that? Do we round up?
Yeah, it's 11.
14, 13, 12, 11. Captain General.
Oh, 11.
The cap 15, 14, 13, 12. The Captain General.
The Captain General. Okay, good.
I like this.
Hold on. Voicemail. I don't know why this is going straight to voicemail. Hey, if you're watching, just
hey, you've reached the grog line.
Yeah, it's basically, hey, if you're watching, just get on the chat. You're currently rolling the title. Yeah, got that. Yep. And
you could call him.
I could call. I tried. It's
reverse grog line.
If you'd like to call me, not ringing my number. Right. All right. Looking. Talk. All right. Let's see what happens. We'll try to call him. Why do that? Yeah, got it. Let's do it.
Is this the Captain General? You better use his title. He's a gold member.
Let's see if it works.
202, is that DC?
I don't know what that is. I don't know. Let's see what happens. This is compelling stuff.
I think 202 is DC. That's what I'm going to say, Maryland, DC area.
Hello, is this Brian? Yes. Hey, Brian, this is James. Hold on, let me put you on speakerphone.
With your permission.
With your, you're being recorded now. Is that okay? You're on live. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, well, welcome to GROGTALK. This is James. And Dan. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Brian?
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm doing well. Nice to speak with you.
Good. So yeah, thank you for calling in, and we apologize we didn't hear you, but thank you for letting us know you want to be bestowed the title. So why don't you let our folks know what area you're claiming for the Grog Empire?
All of Appalachia.
Okay.
Centered in West Virginia.
All right, very good. So right now we have just started the rolling. The dice do not lie, and they have currently bestowed you to be the
Captain General.
Captain General. So you are the Captain General. All right, let's keep doing this.
You know why we had trouble with the grog line?
What?
It's just we're not used to it raining.
Right. It's been dormant. It's been fallow for
right. Technical difficulties.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've reached the grog line. We will be experiencing technical difficulties.
That's right.
It's been that way for.
All operators are busy. Please stay on the line.
Due to overwhelming amount of calls.
Yes, if someone else calls now, I don't know what we would do.
Your wait time is 4 months.
Well, Brian, thank you. How did you hear about us, if you don't mind me asking?
Just through YouTube. I was searching for 1E material, and several months back, I came across one of your episodes, and I started watching back. I went back. It might have been like episode 4 or 5.
Oh,
but then I went back and started watching Glade and Pixie and some of those misadventures.
Oh, yes.
And
Misadventure.
I've been watching ever since.
Thank you. So, well,
And-
thank you. That's awesome.
Misadventures. I take that personally.
Well, they are misadventures.
I was terrible.
And you know what? I still have an episode I haven't put out yet.
Oh gosh, please don't. Can I pay you?
No, I'm gonna
Not
put.
to?
I have a podcast. I'm gonna now, because of Brian bringing that up, I'm gonna bring that as a Patreon special. I'm gonna put it out there for the patrons to watch.
Can you delete the one where I kept? How do you pronounce it? Scythe.
Scythe. Yeah, we kept hitting the
Wait,
scythe trap.
Where I kept hitting the scythe trap.
No,
Yeah, but now I understand why you bring chalk.
that's right. You bring chalk.
Vic Dorso taught me that. That's why you didn't have chalk.
Yeah, well, you know,
You mark trap here,
That's right.
and then they clean it off.
Or you can kind of remember that's there. Exactly.
Well,
So-
that's why the chalk is. You don't. All
Well,
right.
very good. Let's keep going here.
Let's
so
do it.
Right now, Brian is currently the Captain General.
Yes. 30.
30, yeah.
Right.
That's right, his 15.
Astonishing.
His astonishing. Nice. Astonishing.
And you can put his astonishing. Okay, the
His
Captain
astonishing.
General. His astonishing.
His astonishing, yeah.
All right, now 30. Die 30.
30. 23.
30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. You said 23?
23.
Highness.
Highness. His astonishing highness. Wow.
27,
Well, he has
26,
control of all of Appalachia. That makes sense.
He's
Right?
about to.
Oh, this dice is a little... 30. Perfect.
Oh, so that's the last one. Prince.
Prince. His Highness Prince. Nice.
All right.
Now we got another 60, right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the 60 deal.
60.
So it's 3 from the bottom. Yeah.
Usurper.
Usurper. Wow, that's a great
The
thing.
Prince Usurper.
Prince Usurper. You've taken. Someone else was trying to claim
U.S.
the Appalachia for Grog, and you usurped them. Usurper.
U.S.
U.S.
Usurper. U.S. U.R.
U.R.
P.E.R.
Thank you.
All right, and this is the best one.
That's right. Usurper.
This is the best one. Hey, look, the last one is Scythe. Do you say Scythe?
Not.
What's that?
27.
Light of.
Light of Appalachia. The Usurper, Light of Appalachia.
He's the light of
You're
Appalachia.
Sir Brian, you are the light of Appalachia. Congratulations.
Do you think he has that?
Oh, great. That's wonderful.
All right, so let me. So.
Do you think this is like Greenland? Do you think he has that title because he's actually lawful evil, but he wants everyone there to think he's like chaotic good or something?
I don't know. You know that he will have to rule that app.
That's up to him. Brian, what's your alignment in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in real life, I'm probably chaotic good. However, I love playing the monk, and so as the Captain General and Usurper, I think I might be the lawful evil monk of Appalachia.
Oh, well.
Wow, that's awesome, man. We got a monk.
You
We should have people pick. You know, Brian brings up a good point.
Right.
People should select their race and class, don't you think? Because we just assume everyone is a male fighter.
Right.
How biased of us.
Well, we are. That is biased, and this we are role playing.
It could be a gnome illusionist.
Right. So actually, no, they would not be a gnome
It's
illusionist.
possible. Can I roll?
They would
I
throw
wanna
themselves
roll. I'm
off the
ready to
mountains
roll.
of Appalachia, or throw themselves into mines, or whatever other things they would do there. It's terrible. They would not do that. Well, before we, Brian, we need to bestow the title on you. So congratulations. We here, Dan and I, the kings of the lords of the Grog Empire, bestow upon Brian the Captain General, His Astonishing Highness,
Prince Usurper Light of Appalachia.
Congratulations, Brian. Thank you so much for that, and may your reign be as malevolent and lawful as you'd like it to be.
So
Great. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
he can
Very, very good. Very good.
So he can send the troops out now.
Right.
Okay.
Well, he's usurping.
So he can start.
Absolutely, right now.
All right.
And he's not a Chamberlain, so we when we talk to him, it's usurper, and we don't have to. He doesn't have to be confused. So, Brian, thanks for calling in. We really appreciate it. And anytime you want to call, just give us a call.
I sure will. I appreciate all that you do, gentlemen. It's been very helpful in my game.
Oh, yeah.
I will.
Oh, is he running a game?
He's running a game.
You're running a 1E game.
Yes, I do. Once a month, we play at a small shop close to my home, and it's the first Saturday of the month that we play. So today we're playing, and then I've started another campaign that I have connected with a few of my friends on Skype, and we play whenever we can with that one.
Okay.
Time is limited, but I look forward to the face-to-face once a month Saturday game, and I'm geared up for today.
Brian, did you come back? Have you been playing continuously, or did you, like a lot of us, take a long hiatus and then come back to first edition?
Very long hiatus. I think I played from pretty much 1982 to 1985, almost every day, nonstop. I was 12, 13 years old then, and then took maybe a 32-year or so hiatus. My sons were watching Big Bang Theory. They played Dungeons and Dragons in that game, in that TV show, and so they asked me to learn how to play. So I dug out all my books, and I found out I didn't have my monster manual. I'd lent it out years ago and never got it back. So I went to the bookstore thinking, I can just buy a monster manual. Well, it turns out they had all kinds, but to my horror, they were nothing but 5th edition, and I didn't understand any of it. Luckily, I came across a 2nd edition Monsters manual, and I purchased it because I understood it. And we began playing from there, and I've been writing, and I've probably written maybe 24 plus one-shots.
Nice.
And now I'm working on a campaign.
Well, that's awesome. Well, perhaps, like I said, we do owe you an online session. Do you have Skype available at some point or through your computer?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good. So like I said, as part of your tier, you get to play with us should you want to. So we'll have to email us at info@grogton, and we'll get that set up. And some of our usual suspects will probably join us on that. We were just talking about that. So Brian, thank you again. I know you're getting ready for your game, and we've got a bunch of things to do. But thank you so much. It's great to talk to you. And anytime you want to call in, just either shoot a message to us via YouTube or just give us a call again.
All right, thank you, my high commanders, my kings and rulers.
That's right. I will say already, you as a usurper, some of the previous lords are conspiring to take over your kingdom. One of them, one of our most aggressive commanders, the most astonishing patron, Crown Prince, Honorable Scourge of the Minnesota and North Dakota. He just recently claimed another area, is threatening your land. So you're going to have to start thinking about how you're going to defend your kingdom. So we're probably going to have a council of war to talk about this. So we may have to have another episode to bring all the patrons in and describe what rules of engagement there are if they're going to start laying siege.
Oh, we got to keep the peace?
No, we're not keeping the peace.
Oh.
We're
stirring the pot.
Well, this is like medieval time. We're figureheads. The lords actually run the whole thing. You know that. So
we just collect the money.
We collect the money. That's right.
like it.
That's exactly right.
Awesome.
So, Brian, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Have a good game.
Great, thank you.
All right, bye-bye now.
Have a good day yourself.
All right, thank you.
See, this is why you like to joke about my book reunification project, but this shows that this has real world implications.
Right.
The guy, he went to look for his monster man,
and it was gone.
Right? So someone needs to, whoever took that needs to return it. Just because you've been loaned a book legally does not make it yours. That's why we call it a loan.
It is a loan.
A loan.
Is there no statute of limitations on that?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, I was going to say.
Whatever. There's no statute of limitations on morality.
Ah, that's true. Very good, sir. Well done. I like that. That is impressive. All right, so
well played.
All
right,
played.
that was fun.
That was awesome.
There's some great titles. Yeah, we're gonna skip that Chamberlain stuff, which is just.
We may have to block Chamberlain. It's losing its.
Yeah, but it is forced. Yeah, that's fine. But we've got great titles down the list there, and their titles. So.
And my son is in statistics. We should force him to figure out how many potential combinations of titles that we can have based on that thing.
Yeah, what were the odds? You should make him calculate what were the odds.
I'm sure that would be. Hey, there he is. Well, we look in the chat, sir. Your title has been bestowed to you. I'm sorry you missed it. No, I am not. I do computer stuff in my other job. The other side of the two-headed troll is familiar with the Esquire occupation.
You're a lawyer, Lee. You're a bureaucrat.
I am a bureaucrat. That's right.
You're a lawyer and a bureaucrat.
I am a bureaucrat. Yes, that is true.
That's what our show should be called: the lawyer and the bureaucrat.
The lawyer and the bureaucrat. The Byzantine rulings. Yes. Why is it called Byzantine? Because it was a terrible bureaucratic
Yes.
time. All right, very good. Swedish challenge. Well, actually, we popped up to number 2 in Finland.
Oh, we are revoking the offer to Sweden because they've been surpassed, right?
Well, but you know, thanks to one of our guests coming up, they've been slowly climbing. I think what happened was there was initial shock that someone as articulate as us was talking about D&D and could cut through all the languages, and then people are like, oh, it's just two guys talking about D&D, and then it fell down. But thanks to Martin and a number of other folks, we have moved up there.
The Swedes are fickle.
Apparently, but and then I insulted our friend in Finland because apparently they're not considered Scandinavian. At least this one Finn who said that, or at least who's.
Oh, so that's why we're number 2, because it's kind of like people watching us to hate on us.
That's right.
Man, these guys
are
hear
terrible.
what they said.
Yeah, that's right. We called them Scandinavian. So again, our ignorance.
You should insult other countries. We'll go
do
rise
this,
in the rankings.
We literally do this every day.
We're very American.
We are the true ugly Americans. We have no idea what the rest of the world is doing.
Do you think we get like some like, you know, do people are a little more forgiving of us because we're American? Like, oh well, you know.
Yes. And there it is. Right away, Cyber Heston is saying he's going to be moving. We are sowing the seeds. We're cultivating the ground for his takeover. Is what he's basically saying.
And he's Cyber Heston, Sweden.
That's correct.
And so he's going for Finland.
Right. Well, he's got to get through Norway.
The reconquest.
That's right.
Apparently, there's some history.
Well, there is,
wow.
But of course, we're completely ignorant
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, and this is what's great about us. And I mock my wife, who literally knows nothing about history, but apparently I know just a smidge more. Who is the true fool? The fool or the one who doesn't know he's a fool?
Very, very wise.
Very wise, thank you.
Yes. Okay.
All right. iTunes, someone claimed they did a review. I don't see it out there. So if you did, I apologize. I would love to have that reviewed. All right, ignorance. Well, yes, that is true. We are the epitome of ignorance. So we now do our random encounter where Stingley is still the champion.
Stingley's the champ, and remember we do the Lysing roll.
Right, the Lysing roll.
Because so what is it? 1, 2, 3.
The dorso imposition. This is right. He was concerned that we were only using Monster Manual 2, so he threw up the challenge, and now we do the 1 to 3, 4 to 6.
Exactly. Right. Because we want to get some of those.
All right. So 1 to 3 Fiend Folio, 4 to 6.
Yeah. Come on. Yes.
There we go.
Fiend Folio. Oh wait, but this is more complicated now because I don't know these tables very well.
Okay.
So
we are.
Do you have a Be Right Back screen? Oh wait, no, I did. Look.
Okay. Yeah.
I have written in there.
We figured this out before.
We did. All right. So I
did some planning.
We did. So I think
D10?
apparently, yes, you're rolling a D10.
D10.
Yeah. Wait. Arctic conditions is
4.
4. Well, where's 1, 2, and 3?
You have to back up. I assume you did that in the beginning. Keep going.
Oh, monster levers are enormous. They're for. I see.
8.
8. All right, hold on. Be right back. Past the Arctic.
And we're flipping. That is what this show is about.
Rolling and flipping.
Rolling and flipping. It is first edition. You want to know?
Well, that's actually D&D, isn't it?
That is first.
Rolling and flipping.
Rolling and flipping.
Rolling
and looking at a chart.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Fairy and Sylvan setting.
Fairy and Sylvan setting. Ooh, that is good.
I love it.
All right.
All right. Oh, so no. Now I need a 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to be a plain, forest, hills, or mountains.
1.
You can have a plain. So we're in a plain.
Just a plain fairy.
I would have thought that you would have been in the forest.
Who would be a plain fairy?
Well, you're in the plains. All right, give me a roll.
I'm sorry.
Give me a percentile.
68.
I do not know what this is. Wait, no, I think I do. Is that horse-like thing? Peryton. P-E-R-Y-T-O-N. Oh, wait, Perton.
Perton. Yeah, that's in the Monster Man. That's that weird half goat, half. I think Stingley's in trouble.
Oh, it could be a new champ.
Yeah.
Perton. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Fight a Shogoth? Well, I don't know if they have. Do they have? Did they ban that out of the Deities and Demigods? I think Shogoth's in the original D&Ds and Demigods. Which, by the way, if you didn't get a chance to listen to it live Monday at 8 p.m. here in the U.S., Jim Ward was on with Carlos Lysing on his Twitch channel. You know, you want to talk about someone who was there almost from the beginning. Pretty much from the beginning, and hear insight on how D&D was played, and you need to see that one. It was,
and what really made that interview really so special was some of the chat room.
There was a lot of chat jibber jabber.
The chat room discussion and questions is really why you want to watch that. The interview between Carlos and Jim. It was
Right.
It was interesting, but it was a chat room discussion.
Well, there's still something about gnomes and the fact that Jim says he likes them, but then later said he's never played one. So that was was nice.
Your question,
I appreciate that.
The great Jim Moore. Okay.
I'm not questioning him. I'm stating what he said, which was he
loved facts.
Them. Huh?
You're just stating
I'm
facts.
stating facts.
So the first question is, how do we pronounce this thing?
Periton, as in
or
Periton? Yeah, Periton.
Periton?
Right.
Periton. Why would he pick a name like that we can't? All right.
I'm sure this is, thank goodness, we have a number of esteemed folks. What is the genesis? There must be a lot of the creatures in Monster Manual were legendary, so maybe there's a legend behind it.
Or maybe it was a plastic toy.
Or
of Gygax's son.
It could have been a plastic toy, that's right. Right,
maybe
so
it was Ernie Gygax's plastic toy. All right, so I'm not going to ask because you already cheated.
Yeah, I'm seeing right. It's
Thank
rare.
God they're rare.
Well, you'd think so.
What do they look? They look like.
So look, if you look at their shadow, they look like they have the shadow of a man. We're on page 78 of the Monster Manual for those who are playing at home who are not watching online and looking at the podcast. We're on page 78. And these peritons dwell in rocky hills or mountainous regions. They are omnivorous creatures of the weirdest appearance, likely the result of some type of... there you go.
Like the owlbear.
Like the owlbear.
And who wasn't there? Yeah, the owlbear. Yeah, some crazy magician.
Right.
I don't know why they say magician. What game am I playing?
Yeah, and we talked about owlbear. Magician. Yeah, magic user.
Right. So, okay.
Have you been stepping out on 1E? Is that the problem?
Yes.
Yes, I think so. We may have to have an intervention.
So, all right. So whoever created the owlbear probably created... people have probably written adventures going against the magic user who created the owlbear.
Right. Yeah, it would be nice. That would be something that we should ask Jim Moore. Who was the magic user, or the grand crazy wizard who created all these, and did he have a name?
I know.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, what's his name? That's a Griffin or whatever.
Oh, Emrakul, the chaotic.
Don't you think?
Which again Carlos talked a lot about. They need human hearts. That's what it says.
Oh wait, I haven't gotten there yet. Okay.
They attack with their sharp horns, having a +2 to hit. Wow. If its claws are too weak, each attacks but a single creature, and when it's dead, it tears the victim's heart out with its teeth.
Oh, I like this thing.
Organ is necessary for the parent to reproduce, and the creature immediately flies away in order to do so. Human hearts are the most sought. Normal weapons do not harm these creatures.
Oh my goodness.
So, we already have a first interesting thing.
Okay, I want to ask you about that. I understand that with undead. Because they're like part of them, or where a lot of undead are in this negative plane, or whatever, right? Okay. And so you need maybe a magical weapon. I get that because they're kind of part here, part there. Why would you need a magical weapon? How?
Well, this is a magical creature.
It's because he's created by this magic user and this beauty. But they reproduce. I guess magical things can reproduce.
Well, like the owlbear. Remember we talked about how it makes sense the first owlbear, but obviously owlbears are figuring out how to make more owlbears.
Well,
because they're run amok. Right?
Well, can't you? There are things that they just reproduce without a mate, aren't there?
Possibly.
Does the owlbear, do you need a magical weapon?
No.
That's interesting. Okay.
This is even more powerful. From a protection.
Oh,
the hit dice are less.
Yeah.
And the owlbear is nasty because it attacks twice and it can hug you. This one doesn't.
That sounds good.
No, this is the bad hugging.
Okay. All right, so they're in mounds. They will sometimes take humans and similar creatures alive in order to hold them prisoner until needed as food.
Right.
And for reproduction needs. That would be terrible.
Yeah. So you're sitting there trapped by this weird half bird, half deer thing.
And you see the first guy.
Right, the first guy.
And it's like he pulls out his heart.
Like Temple of Doom style, Indiana Jones rips his heart out, and then all of a sudden, there's a baby Periton.
Do you think the guy lives for a couple seconds, like he sees his heart being eaten?
Well, in the movies that always happens, right? You see that. And so he rips it out, and the organ is necessary for reproduce, but doesn't say how that happens.
Well, he attacks with his horns.
Right.
So but he's got to be careful though. Yeah, he doesn't want to pierce the heart, does he?
Apparently not.
So does he gouge a hole around your chest?
I think he just tries to kill you first.
And then he sort of nibbles on you. He nibbles your heart out, kind of tickles for a while you're dead. The upper body head of the periton is blue-black.
Okay. It's a blue-black. That's pretty cool.
We should crayon this in.
No, we're not crayoning. Defiling the sacred texts?
Oh, that doesn't bother me at all.
Okay.
The wing. These books are meant to be used. That's what I say.
Well, that's used, not to
Even
use
my
coloring
my modules that are rare, I like. Yeah.
Okay.
I use them.
Well, because I already see where David's going, and I was going to talk about this too. So yeah.
The chest of the male periton is. Wait, the chest of the male periton. Wait,
there you go.
Wait, but what's going on now? Tell me how does the reproduction happen? You need a heart, but do you need a male and a female?
Apparently, there's a male and a female.
But you need a heart. Do you think are they male and female necessary to reproduce? Maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe the male needs it to be.
Yeah.
What is it? Virile.
Yeah, virile, potential. Yeah, like
I need a heart to
like a rhino tusk or something.
Like
It's aphrodisiac.
It's like what's the drug you gotta take now? The men take? I don't mean you gotta take.
Wow.
I meant one day.
Wow.
Not you. I meant you as in like a one.
Did you like this show? Yes, thank you, Vic. Yes. We're not. Maybe we'll be sponsored by them. That we wearing Ralph Lauren and we take Viagra.
Well, it is a one-y show.
It is a one-y show.
You know, it's like when you watch the evening news. Do you watch the evening news?
Yes, and all they have is pills.
It's depressing. You're right, because you're like, seriously, that's right.
That's
so
right.
We're sponsored by Viagra
That's
and all these different pills.
Yeah,
and
for heart disease and cancer.
Right, like Tombstone, like, planning.
Wow.
Right?
Yes, that's right.
Maybe we can get discounts.
We should.
ARP commercials, discount on a Tombstone.
We've been stupid not to do that.
We've been going for the wrong. Yeah, you've been going for Ralph Lauren. We totally
we might as well do it. GROGTALK by Grognards for Grognards, sponsored by Viagra. That was one of our.
Hey, after your D&D game,
that's right. ...
I mean, I really thought of it.
Yeah. Well,
you get where I'm going with that, right?
Hey, the fact that now in our middle age we would need that when I was 12 or 13, that would have been impressive to be at least thinking that way.
There you go. Right.
Based on this activity and the amount of females in our case.
Right. When you were 12, you're like, wait, I need Viagra. I'm not depressed. What? I have a woman.
That's right. I somehow made there's a few steps I had not planned on at this point.
A woman will allow me to touch her.
That's right. Wonderful. That actually is happening. That's right.
All right. So I don't know how they're reproducing. You need a heart. I don't know if there's a. This always seems to go back to stuff like this. The goat.
Right.
It always goes back.
There's some kind of sick, twisted. Because they are chaotic evil, so this
average intelligence.
Yeah, they're not stupid.
No. All right. So the periton. The periton wants the scorpion's heart. The scorpions have to have hearts, don't they? Of some kind. So the periton is going to eat the heart of. Because who do I play? The challenger or the champ?
You're the champ. No, you're the challenger.
So I'm gonna eat scorpion heart this morning. Or,
how do you say Schwartz? Your Schwartz is not as big anymore. Use Viagra. That's what from.
Don't tell me Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, of course.
I could just tell. I could just
Schwartz
tell.
is as big as mine.
May the Schwartz be with you.
That's right. So there you go. They're just going off. The thing has just lost its mind over there.
Right. The chat is exploding.
It's exact. Well, that's yes, exactly.
All right. Periton
versus
so you need to get you. And remember, don't be cheating like you did last time.
How did I cheat?
You're a large scorpion. You did the giant scorpion.
We're a huge scorpion.
That's right. Don't be cheating.
I didn't cheat. Right? You, the one who picked it.
You're a cheater. All right.
Now, David was bringing it up. So here's the thing, what we have to remind our friends out in DM land. If you mentioned that they can only be hit by +1 or better weapons to hit.
Yes.
So if you are a monster who has natural attacks, how do you figure that out? Is there even a way? Does Stingley even have a chance against this? Well, there is the rule in.
You converted it if you're a high enough hit die. I forgot about that.
That's right. So you have to look that up. There's a chart.
Rolling and turning.
Page 75.
Rolling and
creatures struck only by magic weapons. Despite special defenses which protect certain creatures from attacks, these monsters can be effectively hit by attackers as follows. Defender is +1 better weapon. Attacker must either have a +1 better weapon or hit dice of 4 + 1 or more.
What are you? What's Stingley?
He's 4 + 4.
Oh, I almost had an easy kill. All right.
So there you go.
All right. Stingley's very lucky. All right.
Well, and I guess we need to start giving pharmaceuticals out as part of our patron tiers. If you're $1, you get, I don't know.
You can choose
ARP
Viagra
district.
or
Yeah, exactly.
Because we may have female patrons. Who
Yeah.
don't want
So
that.
you're worried about copyright things, and now we're doing an illegal pharmacy. So
Yeah, you know it's bad when your wife gets you Viagra for Christmas. That would be bad.
That
wouldn't
would
it?
not
Like
be.
a stocking stuffer. All right. So
This has gone horribly wrong.
Let's do it. All right.
You know, we did have female listeners. Now they're gone. So at least on Spotify.
That whole goat incident.
That was
These guys-
goat on dragon
these
is
guys are
not
sick.
good. Yeah. So
Right. The
that's right.
Periton.
Periton versus the huge
Stingley.
So
I'm already thinking of names for the new champ, Periton. You know,
Okay.
like Heart Ripper or something like
is that
that.
the Grog
you know?
line? No, it's not the Grog line. Okay, so
Periton would make a good Valentine's Day
Yeah.
feature, don't you think?
I think so.
All right, let's do
Very
it.
romantic.
Oh, I'm
As
very
long as-
disappointed though that we didn't get the assassin bug. I thought
know, you
for
were
sure.
the assassin bug.
Well, because it's appropriate.
I agree.
1+1 hit die.
That's not very good.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Assassin bug is not very
I think
assassiny.
it has assassiny. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So Stingley, after destroying the spider and of course Scarlet Rose, feeling quite confident of
You
himself.
should.
So he ventures out of the cave.
Or is it a she?
Roll 1 to 3, male.
Yeah.
He.
That's what I am. Oh,
You're drab. You're drab-in looking. You're not very attractive.
Oh, is that
Says
right?
females are drab and
Oh, it's like the peacock.
yeah,
thing,
it's the
peahen
peacock kind of
issue?
thing. Exactly.
Okay. All right, so I'm not as pretty. Okay.
Yes, I will, Vic. Which, by the way, Vic, we're gonna have you on after we go over the quick assassins. Then I know you want to talk about poison traps and indescribable death, so you'll be on in about
Incomprehensible.
incomprehensible death. I have indescribable death. It's incomprehensible.
All right.
Same thing. So Stingley crawls out. He's feeling confident. He's the alpha.
Yeah.
He's the apex predator at this point. Crawls out of the cave and starts searching around. And lo and behold, you're flying above.
Right. So are we gonna do roll for surprise?
I will say that. Yes.
So who rolls? Oh, who goes first? So I'm the challenger. Does I roll?
Yeah,
first?
you roll
All right,
first.
fine. Oh, 2.
Oh man, if I get
rolled a
something
2.
if I get something big.
No, it's not that.
Oh, it's simultaneous.
And it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Right.
matter.
Right. 2. Oh,
We're
okay.
both surprised. I walk out and you're flying across, and you
All
get
right.
shocked as well. So now it's initiative.
All right.
So you're not declaring action? Do you know how this game is played? How we play it?
You know that recall or whatever has got me all.
You're all
I'm
recolled up.
I'm
you're
attacking.
You're all recolled and Viagra up now. I see
am.
that.
No, I'm recolled.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you gave me? That wasn't a recall.
Hey, maybe that wasn't a Ricola.
Do I need to redeclare? Do I need to re-roll initiative?
No, you rolled a 1.
But I didn't declare.
Okay, fine.
No, fine. No, it's a 1. That's fair.
So
I
what were
rolled
you
a 1.
doing?
I'm attacking. What do you
All
mean?
right,
What am I doing?
So
I'm
you're a
attacking.
flying creature, so it's very likely you're swooping down to attack.
+2 to hit, 4
Yeah.
to 16 damage.
Yeah, and so I'm going to.
And what's my aero maneuverability? Don't we need to do that? No, don't. No, I'm
Which,
just
by the way-
joking.
Well, yeah,
Do you only use that if it's aero and aero?
No, you have to swing around and do that. I mean,
Oh no, I was just joking.
well,
Rolling and flipping.
Don't joke then when we talk. It's Class C.
Rolling and flipping.
So it's a 90-degree turn, so it'll take you. So basically, it's like you're like an airplane landing. You're gonna land in, and you're gonna have to come around and do that. So,
How do you know I'm Class C?
Because it says it here, Class C, on page 52 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Class C. A Paradigm will attempt to
Oh.
impale with his sharp horns. So you're gonna come in and try to impale with the sharp horn.
So I'm going round and round and coming down,
That's right.
like going down the drain.
Yeah,
Okay.
and by the way, we will do aerial combat and the other combats in the episode coming up because there were some questions.
Yeah,
about
let me
that.
know. I'll let you know when I'm
All right.
I'm out of town.
No.
You can do that one.
4. All right. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna come in, but I get my attacks first.
So I'm
and
coming down and like that stinger comes out.
Right. The stinger and the attack's gonna come out first.
You
and
just
then
one
go.
attack with the stinger? Is that
Oh
what you
no,
do?
I get 3 attacks.
Oh, you
So-
got you. Oh, well, of course. Yeah,
That's my attack
put it
round.
in pinches. So
yeah, I'm pinching and attacking. I'm prepared. I'm like doing this, like those hermit crabs when they're dancing
Yeah.
around. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. All right. So what armor class do you have?
I have an AC of
AC
7.
7.
Do you want me to look that up?
No, that's okay. I got that. So here's a DM rule. I don't know what it is. Let's see. We'll
Let's
worry
just
about 19. That's
you
a
better
hit.
look that up.
No,
no.
that's a hit.
It's poison.
17. No, this is the one that
Oh, these are the
matters.
two.
The
These are
sting-
claws.
That's the stings. This is what you want me to... Oh, bam!
Whoa! To announce those rolls because people can't see.
19, 17, and 16.
Wow, Stingley.
Stingley is on fire.
He is. Oh, I'm
yeah.
in big trouble.
Yeah, and so he acts as a 7 hit dice, 5 hit dice creature. Boom. He needs an 8 to hit you. So...
Okay, this is really. Hang on. I'm a hit dice. Can I roll my hit
Yeah,
points?
you can roll your hit points. You gotta
All
keep track of
4
this.
times. All right.
7.
Oh yeah. 2, 9. Oh, 17.
17. You got a lot of hit points. 20 hit points.
Okay, so 20.
You had 20 hit points. Now you.
I need to survive.
You get to, now you have -2. Oh, 3 hit points. That's not too bad.
Okay.
You a total of 6 hit points lost, and now you have to make your saving throw.
No, wait. Oh, and then wait. Oh, and a total of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because this was 1 to 3.
I got you. Thank you.
So now you have to make your save.
Oh no! If I don't make this, I die, right? Because
you're gonna just crash right off. That's right. You're gonna just crash into the ground.
Do I wait? But I get a chance for attack because how it takes like doesn't it take a round for poison to set in?
No, you lost initiative.
No, I know, but
okay,
meaning
like, yes, yeah, I'll give you a chance
because it's like a round, right? It's not like
Yeah, I'll just give you a chance.
Right.
I'll do that. 13. Ooh, I gotta look that up. What level are you? 4 hit
4.
dice. So that.
Oh, and +2 to hit.
Yeah, but no, we're talking. That's your saving throw.
Oh wait, what am I thinking? Sorry, I'm getting all confused. Yeah,
you're getting
so excited.
You're so excited. You're a 4th level fighter.
13. 4th level.
You needed a 13. You saved.
Yes. Yes. I want to eat scorpion.
So now you need to make the attack.
All right. That's right.
This is gonna take an hour.
Come
I was
on.
hoping this would be a little quicker.
15.
That's a hit. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, his AC is 4.
Do we know Stingley's hit points?
No, I don't think we
roll
ever
each
did
time?
that. So I think we need to do that. Here we go.
Points.
2, 6, 8. Not very good. 12.
Oh.
12 plus 4. He has 16 hit points.
Oh,
Had
darn.
16 hit points.
Darn, that's high. All right, 4 to 16.
Yep, D4.
Wouldn't that be awesome if I got 4 4s?
Yeah, that would be.
4.
There's 1 4.
3.
2, 4, 3, 2. You're gonna get a 1.
2.
So 7, 11. That's still pretty good, right? 7.
Oh, that's on.
He's got 5 hit points.
It's
so
on.
you.
Give me a Carlos Lysing description here, come on.
I'm not Carlos, but basically you launch in with your giant horns and strike down. Stingley hits all 3 times, but even with the damage you take, you strike him. It's basically crushing his back, and he starts shivering around from the blow. But now you take off. And there's this dramatic moment as you have to circle around again.
Oh, I'm going around? You don't think we're like in melee?
No, I like the idea you came in and come around.
Like a World War I airplane.
Right, you come around like a World War I airplane. That's right, +2 attack. And so you're coming around, and now Stingley is moving around, and now it's initiative again.
This is great. It's pretty dramatic.
You want me to attack? You want me to roll initiative first? Are you attacking, I assume?
I'm attacking. What are you doing?
You want to parlay?
No.
You sure you don't want to parlay?
That didn't go so well, no.
5.
I'm going to do a fighting withdraw.
No. So
I
get my attacks first again. Here we go.
Come on.
2 is a miss. 5 is a miss.
5, yes.
5 complete misses.
Yes.
All right, get your attack.
Go. All right, you ready? Come on.
12.
+2, 14.
14. I think that's pretty good. This could be the end of Stingley. This is why I didn't put a poll out for him, because I knew he was going to die. No one lasts more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know when Scarlet Rose went down.
Yeah, everyone can die.
Everyone can die.
All right, so you're 4 hit dice, right?
I am, sorry.
AC, what are you? AC 4. He's AC 4. Yep, that's a hit.
That's
probably my game
that's
over.
Gonna be it, because you have 5 hit points.
I have 5 hit points. You really have to roll 1s.
Yeah, that's right.
All the time. Where's 1? There's 2.
You gotta be kidding me.
There's 3. Come on. You can do it.
You gotta be kidding me.
1 more. He's got 2 hit points, folks.
This Caltron.
Believe in the power of the dice.
2.
Oh, 5. He just did 5 points. Oh my goodness.
That was dramatic.
So you come in and smash him, and your horns bury deep into the carapace of the scorpion.
It's sort of, because at one point it was sort of like just slowly grinding in, and you thought, right?
And
you thought it was be fine, and it just sort of, you heard a little snap.
And then he collapsed, and you rip him apart and take whatever pumping mechanism it has, and
going back
and making a scorpion periton.
Yep, I'm having a baby.
Abomination.
That's true.
With your Viagra.
All right, there is a new champ.
That's right.
The Periton.
Periton, yeah. So the king is dead. Long live the king.
We're gonna need a name.
The queen. She's a queen.
Long live the queen.
Yeah, write that down. We better, because we'll forget.
Oh, I know what her name's gonna be. Heartless.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one, don't you think?
I like that.
Heartless
the Periton. Well, there you go. Or Petey the Periton. There we go. We're gonna have. I'm gonna threaten to do a poll when I want her dead. So
right.
Excellent. Okay. But you know what I didn't do?
You didn't pray.
I didn't
To the
pray.
Scorpion King.
The Scorpion King. That's right.
All right.
I'm gonna
Go back in time?
Well, no, he's dead.
Maybe come now and kill me.
Right. He's dead.
Is the Scorpion King angry?
Right.
Has the Scorpion been punished?
We're gonna find out.
Well, yeah. Okay, straight 10%.
Yeah. No.
No.
It's not 27.
No.
He was close.
He didn't win enough battles.
I think that the Scorpion King may have paid attention, but just said, "This is how it's supposed to be."
Right.
This is.
All right.
So, all right. So now it's not top of the mountain, huge scorpion stingly.
The Peryton strikes me as the kind of thing that, like, you roll on a random encounter, and are you placing it in an adventure? I think you're just sort of, you're like one of Vic's parties. It's traveling. He makes you travel a long distance, and
Right.
all these random encounters, like the leprechauns and the Peryton.
Well, it makes it fantastical. I mean, that's the thing that the Monster Manual really presents, is you can have benign, banal creatures, or you can have these things that are truly, extraordinary. And I think that's what makes the game, at least for me, I appreciate that style, where it is dangerous. That is very old school, where, you could be running across, and not every encounter is designed for the party, which later editions promote that.
Right.
And the byproduct a lot of people feel of that is that the party then goes, oh, we're safe to attack this because it was made for us. We're here.
Right.
Your first level party against a Peryton that flies in, you may lose a character.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they'll stab it and fly away with it.
And right, and when you see the Peryton going after the gnome, whatever, the proper response to the rest of the party, of course, is to flee.
Right, run.
Not like, hey, let's help our buddy. No.
Or trip the gnome, or hold the gnome up.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Be happy, right?
Exactly.
That he's going after the gnome. All right.
But the other thing that's used for is again, I think like Jim Ward talked about, and others have the ecology of your area, and really, if you have that time, we talk about outdoor adventures a little bit. This would be a predator. How many predators are going to be in your area? And so maybe if there's a large dragon, why would there be a Peryton in there? So again, part of that, make your random encounters first to kind of figure out what's in the ecology, or you can just go old school and completely random, which is also super cool.
Well, I thought that was a very heartfelt random encounter episode.
That was good.
Very heartfelt thing.
Well, it was dramatic. It was full swings.
Got it? Very heartfelt.
It was heartfelt. That's right.
I was looking for a little
Yeah.
there.
I'm sorry. I was trying to move on to assassins. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Oh no, spell selection.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? It's not like we've only been doing this for an hour. Why would we be getting to our topic?
Right. No, that's crazy. That's right. Now that's good.
All right.
All right, you rolling.
Oh sure.
Yeah, you
I like to roll.
Yeah.
Oh, 95.
That is clerical.
Okay.
So now roll to see if it's druidical.
Okay.
25% or less.
I hope it is.
No.
Of course.
So
I jinx
D8.
it.
You said something. D8.
I know. Which one's the D8?
That's it. Still.
The pointier one.
One of the point. Nope. Re-roll again. There's no way.
There's only
to
7. Rolling and
2
turning.
hours later.
Rolling and turning. 6.
All right.
All right. I'm getting there. Where's my spell list? Hold on. Cleric, 6th level.
This is the fun part about it.
You don't know right off the bat how many
I think
6th
there's
level
12.
clerical spells, huh?
It's either 12 or 8. 12.
10.
10. Is that 10? Yeah,
10.
that's 10. Very good.
All right. The less pointy one.
The less pointy one. 6.
What level are we on? 6?
Yep.
Heal.
Heal.
Oh.
Today's spell is heal.
Well, I don't know anything about that. Is that different? That's obviously different. Is that like a better than cure serious wounds, or what is that? Well,
you really don't know heal?
I really don't. 6 level cleric spell?
Heal
No.
is. It is. I mean, it's the spell. It actually,
Really?
obviously short of resurrection. So why don't you explain it to our
So
viewers?
heal. So the very potent heal spell enables a cleric to wipe away disease and injury in the creature receives the benefits of the spell. It will completely cure any and all diseases and or blindness of the recipient and heal all hit points of damage suffered due to wounds or injury, save 1 to 4. That's funny.
Yes.
So
for whatever reason, it doesn't heal them all, and
it dispels a feeble mind spell. Naturally, the effects can be negated by later wounds, injuries, and diseases. The reverse harm infects the victim with a disease. Oh, I like the reverse. And causes loss of all hit points. Whoa.
right.
The reverse is nastier.
Right. You have
Has
a
damage. Save 1d4.
Yeah. So you have a 10th level fighter with 100 hit points. You hit them with that. You make a hit roll, and they have 1 to 4 hit points.
Yes. Now you got to do a successful touch, of course.
Right.
For creatures not affected by the heal or harm spell, see Cure Light Wounds. Wait, what does that mean? So
there are creatures who are not affected, like.
So they'll tell you, I guess.
Right, magical. There's certain creatures who are not affected by Cure Light Wounds.
Oh.
So look over here. What does it say there?
Cure Light Wounds.
Don't read the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to know it. I gotta find it. This healing will not affect creatures without corporeal bodies. Oh, okay. So like a ghost.
Right.
I can't cure the wounds of a ghost. So I shouldn't travel with a ghost.
No. That would have been last week's thing.
Right. Nor will it cure wounds of creatures not living or those which can be harmed only by iron, silver, and or magical weapons. Okay, now I did not know that.
Yes.
About Cure Light Wounds. Because, why would you be doing that? Why are you curing the wounds of a mummy?
You may be an ally of yours. You could be evil.
Or chaotic neutral.
Or chaotic neutral.
Okay. So for creatures not affected by the heal spell, see Cure Light Wounds. Okay.
Right.
Or harm.
So it is the spell that fixes everything short of death. That's what powerful it is.
I would like to at some point in time talk about the differences between like the types of spells, alteration, which is
the schools of magic.
Yeah, like necromantic, like necromantic.
We need to do a schools of magic one. Okay, sounds good.
Put that on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's touch, it's permanent, verbal somatic, 1 round, so that's not a long casting time. Oh yeah, so that's really good. So it is the uber. So you got Cure Light Wounds, Cure Serious Wounds, and then heal, right? I mean that's
critical
order. I'm sorry. Cure Light Wounds.
Yep.
Cure
serious.
Cure critical.
Yep. No. Light, serious, critical, heal. Yep.
Got it.
And in between there's remove poison. There's cure disease that are very focused on this. Heal takes care of all that. So if you have a 12th or 14th level cleric, I forgot what level.
I was about to ask, what level I need to be.
I think it's 12th, but it could be 14th because there's a jump on one of the levels there.
Okay.
That's a spell you're going to take.
To get a 6th level, I need to be. Wait, there's an asterisk. Asterisk. Oh yeah. How's your project coming? How's the book?
Oh, asterisk. Yeah, Magic AF. Rules at AF. I need to do the Kickstarter yet. So.
Oh, okay. So you haven't started writing.
No.
11th level.
Oh, that's
an
great.
Asterisk. Usable only by clerics of 17 or greater wisdom.
Right.
Oh, I want to mention something.
Which is another asterisk there.
Wait, what?
That's an asterisk. And that's a big asterisk. You could be 11th level and you only have 16 wisdom. You're kind of hosed.
Right. So if you have to work, you're not at that level anyway.
Right.
Did you know? I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was magic user. There was one of the categories where, like, if you were a half elf, you had to have like higher scores. I can't remember which one it was. It was wild, right? So it's not always the same.
Oh, you mean in the class description?
Yeah, exactly. You need to have it's like you need to have.
Well, let's our friends on the thing. If so, Dan is saying that one of the classes inside the class thing, it said for half elf you had to be a higher thing.
I think
look that up for us.
That was my recollection.
Okay.
There was something like that somewhere, and I thought that was kind of weird.
That is weird. That's super weird.
Yeah, right. And I can't remember if it may have. It may have been for multi-class. I can't remember.
Okay.
It may have there was somewhere where it appeared. I never seen that before. So.
Well, but regarding heal, that's. If you're 6th level, that's one of the spells you're going to get. I mean, you're getting to very powerful spells. So for instance, we played Keep of Blood Red Falls, and Vic, cleric that we were attacking, used Blade Bearer, another powerful spell. Word of Recall, which is one of our name of our segments, very powerful. It's basically a teleport without error to the temple or a consecrated area. Aerial Servant. So there's, you're now getting to some very powerful spells, and only at 11th level, so that's pretty good.
Now I know we're not talking about. Well, we are still talking about clerics. What would you think of a house rule that said that clerics?
Multi-class half elves needs 13 wisdom for fighter cleric.
Ah, there it is. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Chamberlain, one of our chamberlains. Yeah, which is interesting, isn't it? So. I just think that was interesting, right? That it's a little bit different for that one. What would you think of a house rule that said clerics, because you could say the deity would only grant certain spells, right? You can get a DM, you can kind of have control of it.
Right.
That they would only grant one, say like Cure Light Wounds.
Well, Cure Light Wounds is you get that through normal meditation.
Oh, all right. So that's...
Only when you get to 6th or 7th.
Not true, but if the deity wants to intervene, they certainly could and tell their minions, don't be giving that business, right?
Well, per the deities and demigods, it says the first, unless they've been excommunicated or they're really.
But that means I have the power. All right.
Well, yes, of course you could.
So say you only get one cure light, was to force the cleric to be more creative in spell choices and not just be a heal guy.
That always sounds great when you're forcing players to do that. People love that.
Exactly.
That sounds exciting.
Right.
And what benefit would you give them to do that?
They get to play my awesome adventures.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Maybe not a good idea.
We can barely get some of our players to pick a deity, let alone have them interact in a way that's not ultimate, most advantageous for them.
Right.
I think there are some who would take advantage of it. I like the Dionysus. And what's the deity from Pelennor that Nico took?
Oh yeah, who actually you couldn't fight, right?
You couldn't cast healing spells.
Oh, couldn't cast healing spells.
And you couldn't fight.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
The god of love.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting that Jim Ward was of the opinion that when we asked, how did Gary deal with neutral clerics?
Yeah.
And he said they only had good clerics. And Jim's opinion was that he never thought about it apparently, but he felt that neutral clerics should not have the power to turn.
Wonderful. And that's a perfectly decent ruling as well.
It makes sense to me because you're sort of using the power of good, aren't you, to repel?
Or the power of evil to compel.
Right, like the power of neutral.
The power of non-committal compels you.
They just got the skeleton scratches his head.
So we got a request from Minion to do Pelennor. Absolutely, we will do a Pelennor thing. Dan ran a great campaign.
Well, it's not overstated, but thank you.
It was. I thought it was great.
Yeah, Pellennor's great, and so of course I'm reading Aurelian now.
Right.
I love the British campaigns. They're gritty. I love them.
It's such a different style. And by the way, Daniel Collinton, who was supposed to be on the 16th, will be the 23rd now.
Right.
Which I need to put on Twitter. So for those who want to listen to the author of Aurelian, who has graciously decided to come on to our show, which is awesome.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the 16th. He'll be on the 23rd. So I need to send that out.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Very good. Now we are on our Word of Recall segment. I didn't have my segments here because I didn't have time to do that. Because I was working on the sound, thanks to Minion. And I worked on the bumper thing, Vic. I fixed all the images, so thank you. Vic is our QA person. He's quality assurance. He monitors. He wanted a black background. We put a black background behind the idol, which, by the way, we don't have a name. We need to get a name for him. He's made that clear.
We need the arch.
Vic will make us an arch if you compel him to do that.
We do have the power.
Well, yeah, that would be kind of cool if we put an arch around that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
You know what I actually looked for?
Uh-huh.
I actually looked online for Legos, like dungeon Legos, because I thought that would have been kind of cool too. Right now, like a dungeon, like a Stonewall Castle.
I got you.
Like a castle Legos, kind of castle behind.
Well, Vic will be coming down in December, right? I think so.
We hope so.
Use cardboard. Okay.
That's true.
Okay, great. Yeah, we're gonna. Well, you're the creative guy, but I think we'll do that. Vic will be coming down. I'm sure he came last year. We had a great time with Jeannie and him. He ran a module. Hopefully, he'll come this year as well. And maybe he'll come over here and run a game for us, and we can talk about how to properly set it. Because I know every week. This was just a great gift that he did for us. So
I'd like to use a real candle in here. Would that be dangerous?
No. It just may be messy if we
like a
tea candle. I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Right. All right. Okay, so are we on to assassins?
We are on to assassins.
I don't
Dirty Deeds. I was going to look for the thing, but I was worried we get demonetized. Even though we don't monetize our videos, we don't want to.
The Dirty Deeds
done dirt cheap. That's exactly.
I remember when I was in junior high playing D&D. An English teacher.
No candles. He said no candles.
Got it. Said we were learning about what is it when you use the same first letter. There's a name.
Alliteration.
Is that a letter? And she wrote on the board, "Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap." But we just thought that was like the coolest thing. Like our English teachers writing "Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap." Do you like Bon Scott, AC/DC, or Brian Johnson better?
Wow,
that's a tough one, right?
I have to say Bon Scott.
Bon Scott, yeah.
But I think I do that with everything. The first singer is always the better one.
That's right. You believe that with Paul Deanna?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. But that Back in Black album, that's a pretty amazing album. Like every song on that album is good, right? If I recall. Okay.
Yes. It's amazing. You can't argue with that album. It's
right.
probably their best And it's sold a million things. And it just sounds amazing. I mean, 40 years later, it still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
One day, I'll play it like that.
Oh, yeah.
I could.
Can you do the intro For Those About to Rock?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'd like to hear that. That's
Okay.
That's a great guitar intro,
Yes,
right?
we could do that.
Okay.
Roth.
You should do that at GrogCon.
Yeah, should I start?
You should have like
For those about the game, we salute you.
You should open up GrogCon with like some sort of like guitar.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool.
I could do that. That is one of the things.
I'll be standing there alone. Me and you.
Friday morning.
Friday morning at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
It's me and you. I'll be holding the lighter.
That's right. Yay. That's right. Well, I have a black SG just like one of Angus's guitars.
Oh.
So yeah, we could do
Okay.
that. I don't think I can fit the schoolboy outfit.
Yes.
That would be a terrible sight with the muffin top as my belly flops around. That is not a sight.
You draw the line there?
Yeah, I draw the line there.
You might get more people showing up there.
I would have less people showing
We might
up.
actually sell more tickets overall.
That would be disgusting. We would not do that.
All right, I gotta tell you. I don't like the Assassin.
Well, so the Assassin is again coming back from is a subclass of Thief. So we talked about Thieves last time, and we spent a lot of time because Thieves have so many skills. The Assassin is a subclass, and the biggest thing is what they do. They kill. That's what they do. They're evil in alignment. Per force, as the killing of humans and other intelligent life forms for the purpose of profit is basically held to be the antithesis of weal.
Which means you don't get to be the Born
In
the Bond.
first edition, unless the DM is going to allow that, there is no lawful, neutral, lawful good assassin.
Right.
There is not for Her Majesty's
Well,
service or something like that.
No, wait. Maybe there is, and maybe Bond really was like lawful evil.
Well, and there's an argument to that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the argument,
Right. That there's something inherently. Well, they did it for in Queen and Country or for a country itself, but in of itself, you can argue there should be no purpose for murdering, but now you're getting to the philosophical thing,
right?
And part of the charm of 1E is it makes some declarative statements, and you can accept it or not, but this is the statement which says the rules say assassins are evil. You can change it, but that's not the way. That is not the way it's portrayed here in first edition.
And that bothers. Well, it's going to bother me for not because I think you should have good or neutral assassins for another reason. But shall we first talk about? You want to talk about who can be?
Right. So they are a subclass of Thief, and what you're going to find is they have some abilities of fighters in that they have a wider range of weapons. Because they're evil, they're not limited to poison. But because they're thieves, they are limited in some of their armor because they need to use their thieving. And the idea is that they're more of the stealthy, sneaking around and killing people, not straight up fighting them toe to toe.
So maybe we talk about this under assassination. I want to talk about why in the world you'd have an assassin in your party, but
yeah. Well, let's go over the thing. The actual. Who can be an assassin? Let's start with the classes on page 14.
Okay.
And halflings cannot be an assassin. That to me is interesting.
That is interesting. So the question is why?
Right.
They're too nice.
There must be too nice.
Even the neutral ones are.
Yeah, and they're evil halflings because there's an evil deity, if I remember correctly, for halflings, isn't there? I think there's one.
No, I don't think there is. Well, in the Best of Dragon, there is for gnome.
Yeah, it's over there somewhere.
Where? Yeah. I usually bring mine.
I mean, it's
the Roger Moore ones.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. It's on the page. But halflings cannot. Everyone else can be an assassin, which again seems to be. Oh no, we can't find it.
I don't know. Am I actually actively looking for it?
It's over. It's over.
I didn't know you had Dungeon Crawl Classics.
I do.
Oh, is it any good?
It's wonderful.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Okay.
We're now looking at volume 3 for the halfling deities.
The Roger Moore's articles.
Excuse me. Basically, the Roger Moore special.
Yeah, Roger Moore does not, at least as of like 8 years ago.
You can skip the gnomes.
Doesn't want to come back and talk about D&D, which is very sad. I wish we hadn't lost Roger Moore to
the Gods of Halflings.
The Gods of Halflings. So you got Sheila, the Wise, of course.
Right.
So she's neutral. So many deities are neutral, it seems to me. Lawful Good, the Defender, Arborine.
All good.
Oh, Brandon Barris is definitely
Neutral.
Yeah, he's that's it.
All right, so maybe I was wrong.
Which is interesting
very
now, right?
fair.
Because you have a dwarvish one who's evil. Remember, he's all greedy. You don't have an elven. You don't have an elven evil one, but is I guess is Loth sort of like the.
Well, Loth would be for.
But
the
that's for
Dark
Drow.
Elves. Yeah.
But there's no evil. I don't think there's an evil, at least in this book.
Right.
There's no evil elf, but there is an evil gnome.
Well, and that goes back to race as class almost, where the deities are part of the worldview that the generic alignment in the monster manual is. But clearly, like in Greyhawk, I could see an evil elf assassin potentially worshiping Ayus or someone else, a demigod or whatever the case may be.
Well, and you should be creating more too. I mean, obviously Roger Moore's compilation is not meant to be exhaustive.
So there's a question of, if you had let's talk about this real quick. So halflings we're not sure, but they can't be. Everyone else can be assassin. The only ones who can be unlimited is half orc and human.
Don't you love it?
Right.
So the half orc I always disrespected, but I guess
Right. Well, that's their claim to fame, and we also know that if we look at minimum and maximums for assassins, that they need to have a minimum 12 strength, intelligence 11 or more, and dexterity not less than 12.
That should be pretty easy to make that.
Yeah, I mean they're slightly above average, and they don't get their experience bonus. They're also level capped, at least per the first edition, at level 15. So there is only one grandfather of assassins.
So the grandfather and even and then was there like a grandmaster? What's below that? The grandfather is the one, like the great druid, right? Kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's got to be human or half orc. So you can't be a guild master. So the guild master has to be a half orc or human.
Right.
Because
no one else gets to that level.
Right. The highest otherwise would be 11 for half elf, a senior assassin.
I mean, that's very interesting because, again, part of this idea of the guild, which, again, we've skipped to that, and we should talk about guilds, is that, the idea of just like monks and druids, as there's an apex and there's only certain creatures, there's only a certain amount of them. And depending on the alignment and the strategy, it's a fight to the death. The positions are eliminated.
Right.
You either the person has to die or you have to kill the person ahead of you. And if you had demi-humans, that would make a lot of sense because they could never get to that level. They'd be very loyal. You never have to
you're
work.
Right. That's who I'm hiring. You're right. You're absolutely right. If I'm the guild master, the grandfather,
I'm only hiring elven or half-elven assassins.
I'm assassinating half-orc and human assassins.
Right. Once they get like to 7th or 8th level, we're just totally killing them.
Absolutely. They're a threat.
Right. Only elves and half-elves would do that.
Do you think there's only one grandfather? Like, let's say that you have your whole planet?
Well,
it should be regions, it seems to me.
Well, and that's what they talk about with the monks is there would at least be 3 of them for lawful, neutral, good, and evil.
Oh, that's true.
And you could argue, yes, for the kingdom or wherever there's one of them. But you also could argue there could be the king of all assassins somewhere on the world.
And I love how they say, it's a good chance he's in a remote location. He's on some little island in a castle.
Yeah, he's like the drug lords.
Exactly.
He's basically a recluse because everyone's trying to whack him.
Right.
He's a shadow master at that point.
Yeah.
So, that was my thought. I would only recruit elves and half elves for my top level people because they could never become that.
That's smart.
But of course, they would try to get wishes, or if they would try to pull the book that shall not be named, which I think they can get more levels by doing that. So always be careful.
So the assassin. So I want to be an assassin. So the benefit is we know I can use poison because the DM could limit the ability. Right, there's question marks on use of poison.
Yep.
With a lot of characters, and of course, assassin. It says it's a clear yes.
Yes. So as part of their abilities, they can use any shield or weapon, but they have to wear some type of leather armor, studded or not. They don't have to be part of the Assassin's Guild, and this is one of the areas that I think, and the Thief talks about another. This idea that you're not detached from the world, and a lot of the times we play these characters, but We don't force them to be part of the Assassin's Guild or the Thieves Guild. And that, I think, is unfortunate when you don't tie back your world into the classes themselves. You know, if people are straight out murdering people in a town, you should be getting the knock on the door.
Yes.
Why are you doing contract killing here in this town? You need to join the thug bashers or whatever the case may be.
Now, why do you think that assassins can use any shield but thieves cannot? Because I always assumed the thief can't use a shield because they're engaging in thieving activities.
Right.
But assassins are as well.
Well, they are, and the question is they can put it behind their back, and that's why they act at 2 levels less. But that's probably the reason. They're more fighting than thieving is the thought. And I thought did they have limits on which, I know like the monk has limits on which thieving skills. Apparently they can do all their thieving skills. Because that's usually what happens if you have an assassin in the party and they're 3rd level, they always claim they're a 1st level thief because they act as 2 levels less.
Oh, so if you're in a party and someone's like, hey, I'm a thief.
Right.
You need to be thinking about, is this guy an assassin?
Right.
Okay.
If he's ugly too, you know, if he's super ugly, which by the way,
should you ask him his charisma score?
Well, if you go back to the beginning part of the player's handbook, under charisma, it says here or lower. If you have a 5 or less charisma, you can only be an assassin.
Is that why the half orc is unlimited? Because like they tend to be so ugly. You got to be really ugly to rise in level.
Uncharismatic. You know, we don't want to use it as comeliness.
That's
right. They just have no. They are repulsive as far as they're just bores. They're people who are crude and no one likes them.
Right.
And they don't like you.
And they ain't great looking either.
Yeah, they ain't great looking.
I mean, I think it's a combo, isn't it? Your charisma surely, because sadly in our world, many people do judge people
exactly
by their looks.
Right. I cannot disagree with that.
Right. So I need not be a member of. Okay. So we get this the die 6.
Yep.
So that's not great.
Nope. They don't have a lot of things.
Right. I got to be evil, but I can be any evil. We have thieving capabilities, and it's going to be 2 levels below. I think you noted, right?
Right.
Any shield or weapon. Okay, that's nice. Don't have to be a member of the Assassin's Guild, but all non-members are. And right, they talk a lot about the guilds. And
so you know, always the thing. There's some insight to how it was played. You know, it's almost like we're reading archaeology things, how the games that these folks were playing. That it was part of the town that you had guilds, and players don't like to be subservient to these other forces. You can't, if you're part of the guild, you may have a secondary command. It's like what you did in your module for the tournament. The assassin had a separate task for them. They weren't for the party.
Right.
And I think that goes into is the challenge for that, because you never know what their ulterior motive is, because they're serving another master potentially.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with I think there's benefits to being a member of a lawful good party.
Right.
If you're all lawful good.
Right.
If you're a member of a chaotic neutral or chaotic evil party, that you can't trust anybody.
Especially if people are playing their characters.
Right.
Usually the social contract with the party is, well, we're all chaotic neutral, so we can make decisions as we go. So that's not that we're going to actually play our characters the way they are.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So and now if I commit an assassination within the territory, though,
right,
I'm going to be what?
You can get a knock on the door.
Yeah, and if I don't join, it's a death sentence.
Right.
Right. I tried to do some research on the history of the assassin's class. Mm-hmm. Like, our good friend now, Rob is a Chamberlain, right?
Right, he's a Chamberlain.
He's got a better. I can't forget the name.
I have to look up. I'm sorry, Rob is way up here. Go ahead.
But so because he turned me on to some of these histories, like of the illusionist, for example, and the thief had a history.
Chamberlain, his most ever incomparable honorable prince, the astounding immolator.
The astounding immolator. So the astounding immolator had put me on to this history of the illusionist, and then I found the history of the thief we talked about. I couldn't find anything with a quick search on the history of the assassin. I do know that it appeared in the Greyhawk supplement to OD&D.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I think the Blackmore supplement, which is Arneson's.
Right.
Which made me wonder, well, this Arneson, where did the assassin come from? Was it Arneson? Was it somebody else? I couldn't find anything on it. So if anyone knows of who created the assassin class, why it's there, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
So the primary function is killing. They can use poison.
And then they talk about poison. Obviously, they expect the players to want to use poison weapons.
Right.
And I know that Gary Gygax really put a lot of effort into dissuading people from using poison.
Right.
By either nerfing them or making them super expensive, because it would make perfect sense. Why wouldn't I poison things if I'm allowed to? Because it does more damage.
It's kind of like it's like on the TV show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, well, why don't the evils just shoot Buffy?
Right.
Well, because that would be too easy.
Yeah.
So you gotta, what I always thought was interesting is this discussion about the use of poison on a blade.
Yep.
And what can happen. Like, so you're walking in town, you pull out the blade, you're going, coming up behind the merchant, you're going to assassinate, and the chances someone will see it, right? There's an increasing chance someone will see it. And I love the reaction because one is that the person will attack.
Right.
It doesn't seem to differentiate between who it is. So it's like the grandmother who is the baker.
That's right, the 0 hit dice guy.
She notices, and you roll it, and she attacks.
That's right. Everyone attacks. You pull out that blade as you're trying to shiv someone in the town square, and literally they're all either screaming or attacking you.
Right. I mean, I would
the stable boy.
Because I got to tell you, I see
the town crier.
I'm minding my own business.
You would think the town crier would just do a hue and cry, but no, he may attack you.
Yeah.
He may hue and cry and attack.
Right.
That's crazy.
And I love it that the little old lady is like the hue and cry and the attack.
That's right. She's got the rolling pin out.
She must be lawful good.
Yeah. Well, so again, it's very clear. And it almost feels like this class was put in almost like, oh, okay, it really should be an NPC, but we're going to...
She should be an NPC.
In my opinion. It almost feels like that. That's right. Grandma smacks you with a broom. Just everyone is...
She's whacking the...
That's right. Stop you.
That really would sort of, that would screw up the assassination attempt, wouldn't it? At that point, you might as well just run.
Right, exactly. So... because this next ability, and again, this is one of those like the backstabbing, like we talked before. If you have a good DM, this is ultra powerful. If you have a DM who's constantly trying to nerf your abilities, it's not a good thing. No. Which is the assassination attempt.
Oh, wait. We did not talk about possible multi-classes. Were we supposed to talk about that? Or is that coming later?
We can talk about that.
No, because that's quite significant.
Yeah. So I know you found a discovery.
Oh, yeah. So you go to the player's handbook.
Right.
And you say what can be multi-class assassin.
So, and we've talked about this a number of times. So in the player's handbook on page 32, the combinations that use assassin are as follows: cleric assassin or fighter assassin. And we've pined many times that an illusionist assassin, both when we did gnomes and illusionists, would be an amazing combination.
And the only multi-class would be half orcs, right? Officially, right? I assume it's fighter assassin. It's going to be half orc only.
Yep, half orcs
and cleric, of course, is
half orcs. So yeah, it says basically those are the only two that happen.
My fair gentle readers.
Yes, my fair gentle readers.
I ask you to turn, if you're playing at home,
right,
to turn to page 18 of the DMG.
18 of the DMG.
Yeah. Followers for assassin. So what are your followers going to be?
Right.
And at the top of page 18, there's a chance, right? On page 17 you roll, and there's a percentage chance that it could be a 25% chance of being multi-class if you roll first and second level non-human assassins. This is on the bottom of page 17, bottom right now. Have a 25% chance of being multi-class, and there is an asterisk next to...
And we talked about, we knew the Kickstarter, rules AF. Asterisks and footnotes, because it changes the whole game.
Now this is interesting because it says, that's right, it's the asterisk. First and second level non-human assassins have a 25% chance of being multi-class. Use the table below if multi-class is indicated. Why would they put an asterisk next to dwarf, elf, gnome, half elf, and half orc? When you turn it over and you get to dwarf, it says no other class permitted.
That's right. No other class permitted. But look again, look at that.
Elf, no other class permitted.
Yep.
Half orc, of course. Half elf, no other class. So I don't know why the asterisks are next to it, but gnome. Fighter, 1 in 4 chance of fighter, assassin.
An illusionist assassin.
What's that all about?
What is that all about? That to me is amazing.
Okay, and this is what I say. I say, I would now like to make my argument to the court of Gygax. Mm-hmm. May I proceed?
He's right there.
My argument is that...
Do you have standing?
Yes, because I very much want to be a gnome illusionist. Okay. Is that enough?
Right. Well,
I'm suffering.
This is not a friend of the court briefing. This is actual.
Is it not an amicus? Okay. No, I am seeking to have standing here. So the argument is that the DMG supersedes the player's handbook.
Right.
And this is indicating that it was just a mistake that GNOME multi-class was left out. Because, it's clearly indicating here that you can be. That's really all the only argument I have.
That's the only
I will
argument.
now
Do you have
rest
any
your-
other sources? Do you have any precedent?
I now rest, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, we will leave it to the court of opinion there. And so far, the Justice Thompson says probably too powerful for a PC, MPC only. Justice Dorso says depends on the campaign. I'm going to rule at this point. I agree with that. That it's clearly the context of this is upon attaining Guildmaster, you may attract followers. Followers are NPCs. So now your argument would be, could you have a player character who could be the follower of this?
I tend to agree with you, which is if you're going to try to reconcile this, that would make sense. Is that yes, you can have an NPC, but you can't be a player character, which is a real bummer. But what this does is this does suggest that you can have, right, that there are GNOME illusionists. I mean, by the book, I think there's GNOME illusionist assassin, which are awesome.
Right.
And what would be great then is to have a GNOME illusionist assassin traveling about with a half-orc cleric assassin.
Right.
That
should be your next party.
That should be. We want to play that.
Right. Pixie and Glades.
Well,
the new
no,
Pixie
there's gonna
Glades.
be. Well, it's gonna be very. I'm the gnome, and I'm worshiping Erdlin.
Right.
Oh, and you got all the orc.
Yeah.
The little white mole.
Yeah, the mole creature.
And you get it. The mole creature. It's Erdlin. You will now fight Erdlin. Erdlin is coming. You should have to attack Erdlin.
Mole creature.
James, the serving boy.
That's right.
Well, now, okay, that's it. Where's the serving boy stat? Get your serving boy stats out.
No, we're not fighting. I'm not fighting Erdlin, the mole creature.
You insulted James, the serving boy.
I'd be dead. You just
insulted.
Please just murder me.
Erdlin.
Fine.
This is crazy. What the hey?
I have 2 hit points.
Roll for initiative.
I'm not rolling.
You're making it fast. How long do you think this is going to last? I have 2 attacks at 4 to 16. I have 272 hit points.
Okay.
I'm also a 13th level illusionist.
Yeah.
I roll.
3, 5. My AC, hold on, is 10. Can you just get this over with? Wait, you hit. What hit dice you are?
Did I really hit with a 5? Oh yeah, I'm hit dice. Well, I have 272 hit points.
You're probably 20 hit dice. Yes, you hit.
Okay, 4 to 16. How many hit points do you have?
I have 2.
Yeah,
Yay.
you're dead. Erdlin came down on James' sermon was like, yeah, what do you call that? Mole creature?
I don't even remember what I heard. All I just saw was this white zombie mole thing attack me.
Remember that time at the bar with that white mole?
Just
Erdlin
eviscerated.
just eviscerated. There is blood all over the wall. All right.
And in the town of Assassin's Knot, they'd be like, meh.
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Mole creature.
They'd be like, hey, Erdlin.
That's right.
Hey, guys.
That's right. Nice to see you.
They're like, when they heard that, when they all scattered, when they heard James, the serving boy, go, yeah, that mole creature, they were just like under tables.
Well, they were talking about the gnome assassin illusionist. Have you heard that there's a gnome assassin illusionist?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what is it? Well, he probably worships that Erdlin. You mean the gnome creature? And then,
yeah, that mole creature. Well, they say like demons, certain demons, if you say their name, they'll appear. I can't remember where I read that, right? I mean, that's
like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, right? Or you think you can, yeah.
Candyman or whatever.
Yeah, right. There's another orc deity.
Or is that Candy Graham? Oh, that's a land shark. Never mind.
There was an orc deity where I believe if you use their name in vain, they'll appear.
Right,
be careful
it's
about
the Voldemort. Oh, I said it. That's the one that shall not be named.
The book that shall not be named.
The book that shall not be named. Exactly.
All right, that was fun. That was like an impromptu, incomprehensible death.
That's right.
You never know when it might strike.
It may strike all the time. Literally, he says, "This Boris table book put 2 words together, and his life is over."
Well, D&D 1E is a dangerous game.
It is a dangerous game.
All right, the assassin. All right, so I use poison, and there's like all these rules.
Well, again, the next thing, like you were talking about, is the assassination table, which to me is very powerful.
Wait, before we get to assassination table, well, this is sort of the assassination table, because I thought this was interesting. Assassins attack on the same combat table as thieves, including backstabbing, so that's very nice. However, if they surprise a victim, they may attack on the assassination table. So the assassin can be a really potent.
Right. It's a one-shot. They can kill someone instantly.
Yeah, it's not simply that I'm assassinating and I got to plan this. If I'm in a party,
right,
and we get surprise, so I can be assassinating the dragon, the whatever.
Right.
They're
well, and that's an interesting part. So David
right.
did send some emails. I'm sure he'll start typing some of the things he put in there because he had some good, had some good points. He always has good points.
Attack of the mole creatures.
Well, Attack of the Mole Creatures. So where you were on page 20, there's a number of things about assassins there.
Wait, I have to go to a different book?
Oh yes, you have to go to the DMG because there's some other skills that they don't really mention in the player's handbook. But let's focus on the assassination.
Okay.
You have not only the type of assassins, but you have spying, which it talks about there. But then
that sounds. Can I just comment real quick on spying, since I did spend my time reading on spying last night?
Yeah.
That sounds to me like if you want to hire an assassin NPC. So
yeah.
I was thinking of Vic Dorso's. Vic, in Keep of Blood Red Falls, would you allow us to hire, say the party to hire an assassin to go in and spy?
You tried that one. Remember we said we're going to sell all our magic items and hire a 15th level assassin.
To kill, but I just want to use it for spying.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right, because I think it sounds to me like that's really for NPCs. If the party wants to hire somebody to infiltrate and learn about and come back with info. Is that?
Well, I think you could rule it that way. I think, that's what makes them super cool. Which, again, if you want to dissuade people from being assassins, I would say it's an NPC one. If you want them to do that, what's the matter?
We didn't read the heal spell in the DMG.
Oh, you're right. God.
This spell will not cure serious forms of mental disorders not related to spells or inflicted by injury to the brain. So again...
Wow, that sucks.
Well, of course, it's the DMG spell explanation. Nothing good ever happens from the DMG. Does it ever? Is anything... this was all about... What do you guys call it? Nerfing the spell?
Yeah, they nerfed the spell.
All right. Okay, sorry. Go back.
No, but that's good. So you'd have to probably use Restoration for that, which is why they're doing that. Because Restoration is a 7th level spell.
Spying.
Right, so spying, I think they should do it. I think it's kind of cool. But...
You mean to send them in advance to so the Keep of Blood Red Falls. Oh, and Vic, I know what's going on now. I've got enough clues. Here's the deal. This is what I think about the Keep of Blood Red Falls. Vic has said you got to use your racial abilities. Clearly, I think that means elf. Finding secret doors. And he says it's infiltration. I think there's a secret door into the tower, the other tower.
I can't comment on that. Our group did. Vic was very complimentary of us. We didn't succeed, but we got pretty close. And
I think there's a secret door.
He did tell us a couple of things since we were so close, and so I can't comment.
Well, I can because I've only failed. I've died horrible deaths on top of that, the roof every time. Yeah. I think there's a secret door. I think you don't go through this second tower. I think you go right to the tower that you need to. You go around there, use the ring of invisibility, you give it to an elf, you search for a secret door, and you go in the back door. And because Vic said, because he was on the championship team at GROGTALK, and the reason his team won is because he said, I never go in the front door.
That's right.
So there's a back door.
It could be.
All right.
Anyway, we're going to page 75 first. 75 is the assassination table, because it says, in the player's handbook, you roughly have a 50% chance. And the interesting thing that was always brought up, again, the asterisk. Magic rules AF. Asterisk. Or attacks on helpless opponents by any character class.
Because what is the rule? Because there's all this +4, there's this max damage business, there's all these different...
Right. And so David, he wasn't sure he was going to make it. He thought last week we were doing assassins and we did undead. So he wrote me an email with his comments and things about it. And... laughing at Dan's statements. That's good. So I've never played, even though I've seen this asterisk, I never played that if you had a helpless component. And to me, the definition of helpless, if you go back to combat, helpless is magically held, slept, or completely bound or mobilized, like a web spell.
What if I'm asleep?
See, I don't think
magically slept. Okay.
I don't think slept. Now, but it does say here, so it says the percentage shown. You may adjust slightly upwards for perfect condition, absolute trust, asleep and unguarded, very drunk, etc., etc. But for me, that is attacks on helpless opponents. That second paragraph is for optimum conditions for the assassin, not for player characters.
I agree.
And the reason I say that too is because it specifically calls out on page 70 and 67 magically sleeping or held creatures. Those are the ones who are helpless. And again, my argument is, and certainly other people can, and this is the beauty of being the DM, you can run your game the way you want, is if they're sleeping, people toss and turn, and you try to make that stab or whatever, and they turn at the right point, and you do damage. You certainly can hit, and you do a lot of damage, but you don't automatically kill them.
Well, so if I am
I don't, go ahead.
So if I'm another character class,
right,
and they're ruled helpless, whatever that is, right? So,
and then as a DM, you have to decide what helpless means.
Right. Do I still have to hit? Or
no, this says, or helpless creatures. If you rule this is written, you would give them a percentage chance based on the level of the victim and the level of the assassin. Now you could argue, does it only work on humans that have levels, or creatures that are actually classes, or hit dice? And I would again argue, this is meant to assassinate people, not assassinate dragons and all these other things.
Oh, but so you don't think I need a to hit roll as a non-assassin?
No, if they're helpless, you'd roll the percentages.
Okay, but all right, but it's not on over in 67. It's not automatic.
But in this case, they have to be helpless. And again, the way I'm defining helpless is exactly here. Magically asleep held, which is in italics, not just held bound. Notice how this one's held, and the held up here is a different. To me, that meant magically slept, held, paralyzed, or totally immobile.
Oh, totally immobile would be helpless,
right.
I guess. Okay,
that's right.
So it's an automatic hit, and that's the automatic percentage of death.
Now, the reason I never use that rule is because on page 70, it says, under magically slept or held creatures, otherwise such opponents may be automatically slain or bound as appropriate with materials in hand at a rate of 1 per round.
Oh, but motionless.
But then here it goes. Note that does not include normally sleeping opponents. There's the argument for using the assassin's table. But is that for normal fighters and other collect, or is that just for assassins? That's the question.
What a mess.
It is a mess. So I had to almost make a flow chart to kind of.
You would, because I'm already, my head is spinning. I got to tell you.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good information. You just need to be prepared for it. I never used this. I have just decided I'm not going to use the assassin table for any other character class. It seems lame to me. Why give them that chance?
Yeah.
Assassins assassinate. That's what they do. They assassinate humans, and that's what they're trained to do. Why let someone else do that?
I got you.
Just use the rule that it says if they're magically held or bound, you can kill them 1 per round if you're not in combat. If you're in combat, you get your double attacks, max damage as per the rule on page 67 or something. But I'm sure other people will be like, I want to use that. That's super cool. Okay, great. Yeah, page 70. Excuse me. You get maximum damage, double attack rounds.
So the assassinate, I'm supposed to explain. So let's say if I'm an assassin. Mm-hmm. The assassination is being attempted by or on behalf of a player character. A complete plan of how the deed is to be done should be prepared by the player involved, and the precautions. So so you don't play it like a normal role-playing event where you say, okay, you'll explain to me what you do, but then I'm going to adjust the percentage and I'll roll whether it works. I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, move silently, roll for move silently. You don't do all that business.
It's just a one-shot roll. You would explain what you're doing. I would look at the table and figure out, and based on the conditions, make a ruling and make a roll. And the other part that you could nerf this for, because again, it said roughly 50%. Well, this says here perfect conditions. Is surprise in a combat scenario perfect conditions? I say the assassin is invisible, and there's a fighting combat, and you allow the assassin to make a surprise attempt. At a guy who you're fighting. Is that optimal conditions? Well, one could argue, because he doesn't know I'm here.
Right.
But the other one's, hey, he's fighting, he's moving around. That can't be optimal conditions for that. So this again is what kind of DM you're going to be, how much latitude you're going to give, and you can make this very powerful, or you could you could nerf it down considerably.
Well, and it sounds like it might be optimal conditions because Gygax says this gives a roughly 50% chance of immediately killing the victim.
Right.
So that makes it sound like
it's roughly if equal level. But then this says on the DMG the percentage shows a success under near optimal conditions.
But you can eat near optimal.
Right.
Not optimal. Because you actually go upwards for perfect.
Slightly.
Right.
Similarly, you must deduct points if the tenant is wary, takes precautions, or is guarded. So some of this, you're going to have to interpret this.
So, and that means that if I surprise, I get a chance at instant death of the assassination table.
Right.
And if I fail, he still takes damage.
Still takes damage.
I'm never rolling to hit.
That's right.
Wow. That's nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I tend to agree with that. That seems strange to me, though. I guess because I'm so good at what I do, I'm going to stick that thing in you.
And
right?
you still have a choice because you are a thief class. So really, if you surprise, you have to tell the player has to tell you: are you trying to assassinate? Are you trying to do a backstab? Or are you trying to just do a normal attack? They have the choice to do all.
Oh, that's what, so I can't do a backstab assassination attempt and get through the assassination table, and if it fails, get the backstab damage.
No, you would just get the normal damage here.
Oh, now where does that come from?
Because it goes here back to the player's handbook. The assassin decides which attack he or she will use: assassination, backstabbing, or normal melee combat.
I see. Yeah, that
on page 29.
Which attack mode here? Right, page 29.
Yeah. Now again, if it didn't alliterate all three of them, or if it didn't specify each one, you could have argued, well, he's surprised, shouldn't he get the backstab attack? But it doesn't.
Yeah, there's a poison weapon. Yeah, but I'm wondering if the surprise one is like a special rule that I get. So I don't have to announce I'm using the assassination table. If I surprise,
right? If you surprise, then
because I'm wondering if I can argue like, look, I'm going to try a surprise backstab,
right?
And if they say, okay, you did surprise, can you give me? Do I get the assassin? Because I was announcing a backstab, not an assassination table. I just get to use the assassination table because I happen to surprise. Can you give me the assassination table? And then if it fails to backstab, damage.
I don't think so.
You don't like that?
I don't like that. I think the way it works is just like with the thieves things. You have the thief, or in this case the assassin, has to tell you why they are going to be surprising the victim. They're moving silently. They're invisible. They're doing something that would allow them. The DM would determine if the surprise happened, and then you would say, okay, I'm going to do an assassination. Now, you may not be successful because you may not know you surprised the victim.
Right. And I guess the theory is that the assassination is different from a typical backstab is just sort of like, it's good, but the assassination is the more discerning.
Right.
I know exactly where to put this
right.
to. I know this is the spleen or whatever, right? I don't know. I'm not an assassin. So
and that's why I like the level. That's why I think it has to be for humans types. You can't assassinate, a doppelganger or this type of that. You don't know the points to kill people as you would.
Oh, so you play this just with humans and demi-humans,
right?
And humanoids,
or humanoids, things that have an anatomical structure that's similar to that.
Black pudding.
Not
assassinate a black pudding.
You cannot assassinate a black pudding. You can't backstab.
Well, I can. I just can't use the assassination
right,
table.
You can't use the assassination table. So so what we need. It sounds like Menyon, our great dear friend in Japan, he needs to set up GrogCon East. It sounds like. I'm sorry, I had to interject because Vic is trying to get him to come over here. So which would be awesome. But maybe we need a GrogCon East. Because again, Australia is right next to Japan. Mm-hmm. So. Our David can fly up there, and they could set up a game, GrogCon East. That would be amazing.
All right, yeah.
Because if they set it up, I think we'd have to figure out how to get out there. I don't think we could do it every year, but one year.
No. Come on, we're like the guild master or the grandmaster. We just collect 50% of the revenue at the door or whatever.
Oh, I see. We're just getting the draw. Well,
we're
they're going to make us come out there, or at least have some cutouts or something like that. But okay.
We're grandmasters.
We are grandmasters.
Grandfathers or whatever it is.
We're grand something.
I'm not a grandfather.
All right.
I better not be.
No. Well, you only have one daughter, and she's
just in college.
She's just in college.
Yikes. Yeah. All right. So that's all very confusing.
I think, again, like we said, and again, we have a lot of senior DMs here. A lot of people play a lot. If you're a beginning DM and you want to have that gritty campaign, you're going to allow assassins into your part. You better figure this out first.
And so the great news is that if I use a poison weapon, then I roll on the assassin's table. If that fails, then they still have to do a save versus poison. Oh, you know what I liked about this? Mm-hmm. Is that once again it gets nerfed, right? If a poison weapon is used, this is the player's handbook.
Yeah.
The victim must also make the saving throw versus poison or die.
Yep.
That gets changed. That gets right.
Later the poisons are specified, and you have different types of insinuative, ingestive poisons.
And it sounds to me like IGAX was saying, if you want to get monster poison, you got to kill the monster. It's not for sale on the market.
Yes.
Right? Because everyone would be like, well,
if you want super duper monster point, or you have to collect it, like the giant spider collapses, and immediately you're jumping on it and grabbing the poison sacs out of it.
Well, of course.
Right.
So I can learn. All right, let's finish some of these.
So again, at 15
skills.
to high intelligence, it can learn other languages, alignment languages, and basically can pretend to do that. And then there's a huge
You
thing
gotta
about...
be so high level for those.
Yeah.
You really right. I mean, you're not gonna be learning language. It's not like
Correct.
I guess you can read language like a thief, 2 levels below, but you're gonna be learning. So you get all the dex adjustments. You're just like a thief. You get the racial adjustments, the dex adjustments, I assume.
Yeah.
Right on your thieving skills.
I believe so.
You gotta be really high level to be learning these. I mean, you can learn Druidic. I gotta wait till then to learn Thieves' Cant. Oh, so does that mean I can't learn Thieves' Cant till later? So I say I'm a thief.
Yeah, but
and another thief starts talking Thieves' Cant.
Right.
I'm like, well,
yeah, exactly.
I'm just making it up.
Yeah. Well, you probably threaten them, you'll kill them. You say in Thieves' Cant like this. That's the only one word.
Yeah, it's the only Thieves' Cant I know.
I'd kill you. Yeah. So they have the disguise thing. There's a huge paragraph. I've never seen assassins do the disguise thing. I'm usually seeing the gnomes trying to do change self, but illusionist. But
I like that. The disguise is pretty cool because it's really effective. I mean, you can like your what height difference. You appear like different races, I think, right? Like,
yeah, and it says, so appear back to your spine. The secondary function is assassin's spine. The mission can be coupled with the stealing of some item. So, but again, if you look at the DMG and you make it super hard. So let's say we wanted to steal something from Blood Axe, right? And you go to the assassin's table, the spine table on page 20 again. Extraordinary, even at 9th level, you only have a 40% chance. And it could take weeks to do it. And if you get caught, chance of discovery, bad things happen.
Yeah. That's
then you roll percent. There's a percentage to plus 25 on failure roll. Spy is caught, spy is killed, bad things happen.
I like so the dwarf assassin is the trap master. That's right. So the dwarf assassin, because you can there's a section in the DMG about placing traps for both thieves and for assassins.
That's right.
And it's the same number, but it's very dangerous, right? Because I guess it'll go offline.
That's on page 20. Talks about it.
And so the dwarf, does it by the trap. The gnome illusionist assassin, which we now know at least exists as an NPC.
Yep.
Is the pit. You come walking out, and there's the pit.
Yeah, and that's why it's super powerful because now you can set up pits with phantasmal force.
And they don't even know why they died. You think the guy died by a heart attack?
Exactly.
They're brilliant. The gnome illusionist thief is the best. So the dwarf is, of course, you find the guy. He's laying down in some pit trap.
Exactly.
Or a falling block on his head.
That would be awesome.
It's suspicious.
Well, let's wait a couple of minutes to talk more about that because we want Vic to come on. Vic, you on Skype? Let me see. I don't see you on Skype.
So I like the disguise, and then of course you get the thieves, tertiary functions. Before we're done though, with assassin, I do want to talk about why you would have an assassin in the party. I don't like the assassin as a player class. I think it should be NPC.
Right.
And I want to be able to speak my mind at some point.
We can speak your mind now.
Oh, got it. Okay. Why do you? Speaking my mind will involve a series of questions.
Okay.
For you.
Okay.
Why do you have an assassin in the party?
So I kind of like some of the things that were brought up here. They have you build tension into the party. So for instance, if the campaign is set to save the king, maybe that person's or the king has been captured and you have to save the king. Well, the person in there wants to assassinate the king.
Okay, I agree there. That's a one-off. So I placed a gnome assassin in the tournament adventure, and he had a task, and it wasn't terribly at odds with the party. It was a bit at odds, but not terribly. He was trying to better gnome kind, in his opinion. And so that was fun. But if you have a campaign and the person says, okay, so it's session 0,
right?
And I'm like, I want to be an assassin,
right?
That's problematic, isn't it?
Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
That's problematic because now most campaigns are not built for assassins long term.
Right?
Are they, Vic?
They're not. Hold on. We're gonna get Vic online. He's joining us. Let me get him.
And maybe we'll throw the question out to him before he,
good.
Right? And that means I have to put these on, right?
Yeah, at some point you have to.
Despite the fact that I spent a lot of time on my hair. Wait, I think I hear him.
You should.
Vic, I can hear you, Vic. Can you hear? Can our listeners hear, Vic?
No, not yet. I'm gonna. Does he hear us?
Houston, I can hear you, Vic. Yes, I can. Yes. I heard you talking about me. That wasn't very nice. I'm not
All right.
I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it.
3, 2, 1, boom. Vic, you're there. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
GROGTALK Empire. Hopefully you can hear Vic.
He's sharing his screen. How are you today?
Just fine, just fine. A little early in the morning, but you know what the hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Vic, why should an assassin be permitted in a party that is a long-term campaign as opposed to a one-off?
Well, hold it here. Let's take the root of this. An assassin can be lawful neutral. It says in the book that they start out evil, they can go back to neutral.
Wait,
why?
Whoa, stop. Where's that? What's going on? I'm lost.
What's going on here?
Don't tell me you're talking about the book that shall not be named.
No. Page 28, second paragraph.
We love sites here.
We like sites.
All right, page 28, second paragraph. Okay.
Right. And read it right there.
They can be neutral as regards to lawful and chaotic evil, so they can be neutral evil.
Yeah, that's how I always read it. They always
I
are evil.
I compare an assassin, especially a sponsored assassin, to James Bond or a Mitch Rapp or somebody like that.
Okay.
Where they're paid for by the state to go take care of the state's enemies, and that's all they take care of. They're not freelancers that go out and just go, oh, hey Dan, you want me to murder James? You know, you're a private citizen, you know, give me some cash, I'll go take care of James really quick, you know.
Hold on, Dan's got to fix his
hair.
hair.
Look terrible. Why did no one ever tell me? Where's the production guy? Tell me. Okay, but so let's say Vic, that I play it that the assassin has to be evil.
Right.
And James, I'm throwing this out to you too and all our listeners. If it's a long-term campaign, why in the world would you have an assassin? I mean, they're evil. You can't have any paladins. You're certainly not going to have a ranger with you. I don't think
you could have a paladin, just like you could have with the chaotic neutral thief. They just couldn't announce themselves as, hey, I'm the assassin who's evil. That would be problematic.
Which means...
And in my campaign, gentlemen, I make sure everybody who says they're an assassin are available for player versus player combat. If you tell me ahead of time, I'm rolling up an assassin, but I'm going to play a fighter. You know, they're in that disguise. They're doing their, or I'm playing a thief. Guess what? You're safe until that point that they discover that they're an assassin, you know.
Okay, so unless the assassin is not disclosing their assassin and they have their own agenda, which is different from that of the party,
right.
When in the world would you use an assassin as a player character where he was part of the group and had the same sort of goal? I mean, because the assassin is designed to kill individuals. I mean, it seems to me that's inconsistent with what a party is doing.
Right. Generally, I would agree with that. I think it'd have to be a very specific circumstance. You would have to have a player who would not use it to just turn on the party after session 3. They would have to have a mission that is specific to the campaign that you're running. Like they want to kill the king because the king murdered his whole family, and so he's setting aside all his other things. He has one mission, or the evil overlord. You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend of mine, and that.
Or
go ahead.
Or like Genie has an assassin in my game, so my players better not be listening here. But Genie's playing an assassin in the game, and she was charged to protect the princess. So anybody who makes an attempt on the princess, or she feels that they are making an attempt on the princess, she goes and assassinates them before, you know, they can get to her. So, you know, there's a mission there, and she's state sponsored, so she's being paid to do this job, you know. So that's why she is part of the group, because she's looking over the back of the druid, you know.
Yeah, I would just say one thing further. If you have new players, like we have basically pickup games, and we have people that are, I wouldn't want the first guy to show up, like we talked about, hey, I'm new to the party, I want to be an assassin. That's not going to work.
Yeah, because
you got to know the people you're playing
with. Because that changes. I mean, that the DM has an idea of what their campaign is going to be. Yeah. The DM is now going to have to adjust. If you're a magic user or a cleric or a thief or a fighter, the DM does not have to do any adjusting to the campaign.
Yeah.
If you announce you want to be an assassin, what you're basically saying, in my opinion,
Yeah.
If it's a new game and you're one of characters, you're saying, I want you to adjust your adventures to accommodate me wanting to be an assassin. That's just the way I view it.
Right.
As opposed to, but now.
But a paladin has a similar thing, not as egregious, which is if I'm a paladin, there's a bunch of classes and things other people cannot play.
Agreed. So I think proper etiquette is to say, if you want to be a paladin, you need to say to the rest of the party, hey guys, I got great roles. I'm thinking of being a paladin. That means that other members need to be good. What do you guys think? Not just announcing I'm a paladin. And if you want to be an assassin, I think you need to actually go separately to the DM in private and be like, I'm interested in playing assassin. Would that work in your adventure?
Yeah, and I pretty much allow everything as long as the motivation is okay when it comes to character classes. If I don't know the person, then the answer is no. So my dear friend Vic, who I love to death, we have a great time. I would not allow him to be if I had a campaign where I was running for a year and Vic just strolled down and said, hey, I want to be an assassin. No. The answer is no.
It'd be entertaining.
Well, if I wanted to blow up my group.
Right.
And Vic have a great time, yeah, that would be awesome. But if we have a consistent game, I'd say no. We're not gonna do that. If it was a one-off or a short campaign where everyone knew this was going to end in 5 sessions, absolutely, that would be great. And to me, that's the style. But I wouldn't allow
that. Would be based on experience, there, James, from my paranoia playing with it.
No, there wouldn't be anything of that. But you played your thing, it was fun, and everyone had a good time, and that's great. But if you've got this deep story you've been playing for a year, and the party's been going through all these travails, and then some jabroni shows up and wants to YOLO and blow up the party and assassinate people, no, I am not. I go back to I'm still the host of this group, and I'm going to do that. But going in session 0, if that's where the group is going, I don't have a problem.
Would you see this?
But this is why I allow player versus player combat. So if they pull out a blade with a poison, and a fighter sees it, you're open right there for combat. Right. I mean, that's just you're offed. You know what I'm saying?
Or if a grandma with a broom,
or grandma with a broom, right?
Sees it.
and then the assassin murders the grandma. The ranger's probably gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, the paladin might be unhappy with that. Wait, what's going on?
I think what happens, unfortunately, you either get there's the one side, which is the paladin and the ranger know that the person's an assassin, and they ignore it, which is bad.
I don't think you're a paladin anymore, are you?
They kind of walk away. Well, that's up to the DM. You hope they would.
If there's a paladin in my group, there would definitely be a dead assassin,
right?
There better be.
Or a dead paladin.
Right.
But I don't have any paladins in my group right now.
Or you get the thing where, like Vic is saying, if the assassin tries to assassinate and the paladin sees it, it's game on. It's not, I'm going to, he's going to stone call, try to kill him once someone's going down. The fun part is, can you keep that tension going where it's some plausible deniability but not ridiculousness of, when the paladin or the cleric gets no alignment, or there's some way, because again, detect evil, as we said, doesn't do that. I think it's more problems than it's worth, and most things we run, you're not going to get in that situation. And I would just tell people no. But people run all kinds of games.
I wonder if you could have, so there's this game, Thieves Guild, and people run all Thieves Adventures. I wonder why. I haven't seen a lot with Assassin's Guild. Like, you could run it a one-off where everyone's an assassin. I mean, I think part of the problem is that's getting a little macabre, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to loot the palace. It's another thing. Well, okay, what's our mission tonight? Well, to assassinate somebody.
We're going to assassinate multiple people. Everyone draw up their plans, and then we roll percentages, and then we're done.
Right? That's right. That's a quick game.
Yeah.
That's true.
You survived. You got caught. You were killed. Here's your experience.
So is that going to be incomprehensible death? Vic is just rolling on the assassin table.
Vic is gonna do that in just a minute. But he wanted to talk about traps and poisons because Vic is a big fan of
traps and poisons.
Traps. He's shown that a number of times, and he's a big thing of that. So Vic, what's your take on traps and poisons when related to assassins?
Well, do you either of you have Grimtooth traps?
He does.
I don't have it with me. I have the first one.
You have the first one?
I
Yes,
own
the
the
same with me. I have that one too. And as you're looking through it, some of them are quite inventive, but are they practical?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, are they really practical? Are you going to be setting up this trap unless it's a tomb or a Raiders of the Lost Ark sort of thing, where the ball comes down and he's got all the stuff going on there? Is that really a practicality for a layer where people are moving in and out, back and forth, and stuff like that? Well, it's not. It's going to be, for those tombs or where the treasure is or something like that, so that it's protected against raiders or looters or whatever. Your average PC party, that's what they're there for, is to get as much money and loot as possible. Now, that's the way I run it in my campaign. I try not to put any, major traps into any module. I mean, Dan, you've seen a couple of them in the Keep of Blood Red Falls, but they're fairly simple and easy to operate traps. They're not, complicated or complex to have to reset or anything like that. Now, as for poisons, I don't know if either of you have printed this out, but I got this here from Dragon Magazine, issue number 32.
Dragon 32.
Oh, that's acceptable. 32.
Yes, 32 is acceptable.
Yes, tell all.
It's poisons from A to triple or double X, and if you read through it, there is different types of poisons, strengths, and everything else that you can use. And they have sleep poisons. So if you're an assassin that's a lawful neutral, you would probably most likely try to use like a sleep poison, I would say. Well, if you're chaotic evil, you're going for instant death, triple X, you know what I'm saying? And then there's different types of poison, from ingested, water soluble, skin contact, and a poison gas. Well, if it's a water soluble, you just slip it in your drink at the tavern. Dan's sitting there drinking a beer, and he gets distracted by a harlot, and some guy slips behind him and drops a tablet in his drink. He gets roofied, and next thing you know, his head is sitting on the bar table.
Now that's not that's not what I was distracted by. I was distracted by James, the serving boy, being decapitated
Eviscerated.
by Erdlin, eviscerated. Eviscerated is that's the Peyton or whatever it is. The Peyton, whatever our bird is.
Oh, the Patreon. Yeah, that does eviscerate.
Yeah.
So on Dragon 32, there's a nice few-page article about poison. So there you go. You can look at that and augment it.
Yes, I give that to all my assassins that come into the game, and then I also keep one for myself at the table, just in case something they want to do or something creative to get past an objective or whatever.
Yeah, you have a DM who's friendly to assassins when you say I want to play an assassin,
And they hand you material.
like a starter pack.
Right.
There's Grimstooth's traps, and here's a poison char. Yeah, it's like 100 pages of reading.
Well, and the other part to that too is, do you make them poisons difficult to acquire? I mean, obviously trivial ones should be relatively easy. But some of these more exotic ones would probably be very difficult, and that could even be some of the quests or part of the adventures. Why are we going after this giant snakes in this cavern? Oh, there's a gem in there. Well, actually, the assassin doesn't even care about the gem.
Right.
Well, I've actually run it where the player said, "Oh, I want the poison sac out of that snake," and I'm like, okay, fine. Let's see if you can get it out without busting it, or this requires some skill here. What are your skills? Go back to their secondary skills.
I was just about to say that exactly.
And we'll see if they can actually get to the poison sac without poisoning themselves or something. Because some of those contacts are poison or contact poisons,
right?
And the player gets it on them, and boom, they're dead.
Yeah, I was looking for
early.
It's pretty early. The poison.
It's you look at poison.
Yeah, I was looking at the poison thing. Yeah, the secondary skills are
page 12. What's that got to do? You mean like you have a secondary skill that makes it easier for you to extract?
Maybe there's tanning or tailoring or taxidermy. I don't know what.
Not gambler.
Not gambler.
Right. A hunter might be a good one. Would be that.
Husbandman maybe. Come on, animal husbandry. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't. Well, Yeah, you can might milk a cow or milk something.
Moo.
You never know. Okay, got it.
But then you guys realize there's also a not shelf life of these poisons
Right.
too, and it doesn't talk about this in here. And I like to play that too, where poisons only are active for so long, especially inside a body. I had a group go into the village of Hamlet, and then they went to the moat house, and one of my players got hit with a natural 20 by the snake and got a full poisoning by the was a viper, I think it was in village of Hamlet.
Right.
And it was a great debate on Facebook where we were sitting there. Well, how long does this poison last inside the body? Is there a shelf life to that stuff? The character died, so would the poison still be active after so many hours? Would the cleric have to put a neutralized poison on before he raised the dead? If he raised the dead before the neutralized poison, would he fall back dead again? So these are things you have to adjudicate as a
nice choice.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for nothing.
So you're actually, let's say the party attacks Stingley, one of the party members is killed, then the Periton comes. Do you throw the dead body towards the Periton? The Periton eats the heart. Does he die because it's poison?
Oh, there you go.
That's basically what Vic's talking about.
Right.
But the heart of the scorpion wouldn't have the poison in it. It would just be the tail.
No,
So it's
right.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is a party shows up, attacks Stingley. Stingley poisons one of the party members.
Right.
They somehow defeat Stingley. They move down the thing. Now there's a Periton. Don't attack it.
Check the dead gnome.
Check the dead gnome at him. And,
he's toxic.
Yeah, he's toxic.
Right.
Would that work?
That's true. Would the poison be there still? Would the Periton have to? Are we going to do a progression of the poison? Is it going to be better or worse, or what's going to happen for the Periton? If the Periton eats that human heart, how many hours afterwards is that poison still viable or not?
Very good.
I rule that as follows: 20% chance.
That's right.
Wait a second, poison needle traps. Because Vic is absolutely right. The DMG talks about poison lasting so long on a blade. Why do poison? I mean, every module you see, whether it's a pit trap with spikes, have poison on them, let's say, or a poison needle trap. How is that poison remaining
long
effective
term
that long? But I mean, no one says a poison needle trap doesn't work anymore.
Isn't there a spell in the cleric's? A cleric spell, if I remember right. There's a preserving stuff in it. I think, is it a ceremony?
Yeah, that's the book. That's the book that shall not be named.
It's in the book that shall not be named. There's ceremony. I think in ceremony there's a way to preserve something for a long time. So let's say it's a cleric assassin or cleric thief who's setting this trap, putting the poison on it, and he does a ceremony spell. So now that poison lasts for, ages. Let's see here.
Well, and I guess the other concept to that is, and it's talked about some people in Tomb of Horrors, this ancient tomb that obviously lots of people have gone through, but yet when you go through it, it's always evergreen.
Right.
Maybe there's some kind of, there's that idea that the dungeon is alive.
So there's like what do you have, like these link boys or people that like so you have like the poison guys comes around.
Yeah, someone keeps reapplying.
Very dangerous job.
Right.
The mortality rate.
Or there could be the zombie that's in the tomb that goes around because he's dead already.
Doing what your orders are? I need to be a dozen words or less or something, right? To replenish the poison once a week.
Right. And go around. Yep. Just just have a circuit.
Right.
Gentlemen, there's dried poisons as in water-soluble poison. So if it's a dried poison and it's sitting on the blade, as soon as it contacts water, it would instantly release
there you go.
Those toxins.
So maybe it's like a dehydrated, like to your point, a dehydrated poison.
Like dried herbs.
Yeah, and then as soon as it gets injected into the
bloodstream.
person, that's the trigger that turns it back on. Yeah.
This is really life affirming. This a very special episode. You should title this a very special.
Well, this would be All Saints
episode.
Day, typically the day it's 2 days after Halloween, All Saints Day. Well, we're just trying to get more saints to go to heaven in this case.
Right, gotcha.
We're having more of them.
You're like the paladin.
That's right.
You're going to.
That's right.
Repent.
I'm
kill you.
I am shedding your mortal coil so you can go to a better place.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Which is why paladins should use poison blades. It's just
right.
Why not?
Move things along.
That's right. Move things along. Expedite the process.
Right, it's quicker.
Life affirming. That's right.
Yeah. Why do you gotta like stick a knife in me? Can't you just poison me?
That's right.
For
Just
God's sake.
Make this quick.
Please.
Get it over
He's
with.
like, no, the knife, no, the sword is quicker. I'm just gonna cut your head off. That'll be fast.
So Vic, you had messaged us that you wanted to get into this indescribable, incomprehensible death segment. So
he's like, that's made for me.
that is.
He saw that and he's like, this is Vic Dorso written all over.
So we are.
Who are you? Let's talk about our characters.
Yes.
Who are you?
So are you ready, by the way, Vic?
I'm beyond ready. I've been planning this for days.
Okay, good. So
Who are you, James?
I am rude, crude, and crass, aka Rudy Butterfinger. I'm Rudy Butterfingers. Yeah. Oh, these stats, are they exactly the same?
So you're a half orc, level 1 thief.
I'm a level 1. I'm a thief. No, what is that? A burglar? What's level 1? It's a burglar. Is it cutthroat? Am I a cutthroat? Don't call me. I'm a rogue. Excuse me.
See, and it's
I'm not a level 1
it's
thief.
pronounced Rude Crudengrass. Your last name is Crudengrass.
I'm rude, crude, and crass.
Rudy Butterfingers.
Butterfinger.
All right.
What do you want?
What are your stats? Oh, come on, you gotta
What
tell
am I,
the folks.
metagaming?
Yes, you gotta tell the fans want to know.
The 6, 6, 3, 9, 13, and 3.
Wait,
But-
you can't. You have 2 scores below 6. That's not possible. You'd have to be an assassin.
Oh, that's
What
why.
happened?
I don't know. That's. Oh, there it is. But I discarded 2, so the DM made an error and permitted the player to proceed.
I see. Okay, got it.
So
All
already
right.
Vic is allowing things to happen.
What's your AC?
It's good again. 10.
Right. Hit points?
Oh, I got. I have more than 0.
You have 1.
I have 1.
Do you have a magic weapon?
Yes, it's called Stubbs.
The club. Stubbs the club.
Club. Yeah. You know what I like about it? I sometimes I fight and I just wake up and I'm dizzy.
I see a 50% chance that it will attack the wielder in a berserker fashion.
With 2
attacks per round.
Yeah.
And now we're brothers. Here's your specialty. Mugging old ladies.
Yeah, that sounds great. They're
Oh,
easy, except with the ones that I avoid the ones with the broom.
Exactly. And don't forget your patron deity. Well, that's weird. Wait. Corellin? Lerthian? Wait, isn't that an elven deity?
Wow, that's great. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah, your brother told you that was an orc deity,
Yeah.
and you're worshiping an elf without realizing it.
Yeah, I love the pointy ears. That's
That
good.
character's terrible. All right, I am half an ogre.
Half an ogre, yeah.
I'm a half ogre, fighter, level 5, chaotic evil.
You're 6'10". You're a foot and a half taller than me.
Yep.
Really? Wow.
I have a longsword +2. I have a strength of 1851. I do only have an 8 intelligence, and 8 wisdom, and 8 dexterity. I have a con of 18, a charisma of 6. I have chainmail +1. I'm AC 3. I have 41 hit points. My patronity is Grumsh from my days working as a mercenary in the Broken Bone tribe, for which I was awarded the Bloody Heart Medal. So we're brothers. We have the same. We have the same mom.
Ogre.
She had a
orc mother.
Well, she did it with an orc and had you.
Yeah.
And then with an ogre and had
One's
me.
half ogre,
Yeah.
one's half
Right.
orc.
So
Yeah.
we have different dads.
Very fecund.
She likes
as David Thompson.
Our mom likes
to say.
the bad boy.
That's right. Apparently, she's the roadie at the rock. She was at Monsters
She wasn't
of Rock.
the roadie. No, the orc and the ogre were the roadies.
Okay,
She
Monsters
was
of
not-
Rock.
Mom got around.
That's right.
she got a backstage pass.
That's apparently Monsters of Rock when it came through.
Okay.
Twice.
So that's who we are.
All right.
We're ready.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen.
Okay, Affin.
All right, Rudy Butterfingers.
I don't like calling me that.
Yeah, that's what they call me in the Thieves Guild.
Nah,
'Cause you
they're
keep-
just jealous.
You keep dropping your thieves picks and tools. Here, you dropped. You're forgetting your picks and tools.
Thieves picks are stupid. Just bash old lady.
Oh, yeah.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Remember that happened to
Rudy.
you last time with that woman with the broom?
You mugged a little old lady and you got the keys to her house.
Oh,
You
good.
actually succeeded?
Hey, look at this.
Wow.
I got it.
I love it. Okay.
All right.
All right, now you finally did something worthwhile, Rudy Butterfingers.
Shut up, or I'll
Rudy,
hit you again.
You know where she lives, and you've called your brother up and got him to come to the tavern, and you decide it's time to go rob the little old lady.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She has a house down off of Good Way.
Good way.
Good way.
Lawful
Good
good
way.
way.
That's right. Off of Pious
All right.
and Good Way.
Let's go. I love
All right.
killing religious women.
They scream the best.
You know exactly where she lives. You know she isn't home because she's in the hospice. You hurt her so bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we better hurry before she
Yeah.
gets discharged.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like when they scream and squeal. It's good. Yeah.
Yes.
You're chaotic evil, for criminity's sake. What did you care? You know.
This is going to be good.
You finally are doing something worthwhile.
Well-
And hopefully there's like a cat or a gnome or something that we can
yes,
torture and kill.
I
in there.
agree.
half and you walk up to your brother and you're like, what do you want? What do you need? And he says, I can't get into the house. The door's jammed. I can't figure out why the key won't work. So you're going with your brother because you're the character with 18.
Muscle.
What is your strength?
1851.
1851.
Yeah, come on.
Your brother knows that you're going to be able to put your shoulder into the door and that thing's going to splinter wide open. You're going to be able to rob this little old lady. No problem.
All right.
Right?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
You need my help again?
Oh,
right.
yeah.
All right, let's go.
I got keys.
You know it's bad when I'm the smart one with an 8 intelligence.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
I don't think you're actually able to function.
It's like,
We need to get James some fake drool there,
What? What happened? What just happened?
We're definitely Dumb and Dumber.
Yay!
Oh my.
The Adventures of Dumb and Dumber.
Anyways, you can't go around through the front door. Her neighbors will definitely see you.
We realize that? Wait, do we need to make an intelligence check to know that? Are you sure we know that? I don't
combined.
know. I don't. That's true between the two of us.
Right. 2 heads are better than 1.
All
We
right.
bash our heads.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that seems like a bad
So you
idea.
sneak around back through the alley. You jump over the little picket fence.
7-foot
through
ogre. Do we
right.
look suspicious? Is there going to be profiling? Hey, we better not get stopped by the guard. That's illegal. That's profiling.
That's right.
You're doing this in the dead of night.
Ah,
There's
good.
no moon out.
Well, that
the
was
moons
smart.
of Greyhawk are covered, and there's clouds. So there's, it's really, really dark out. You've actually picked the most opportune time to do this.
Fist bump.
Wow.
The one smart move tonight.
Nice.
We did this, right? All right.
This is a kinder, gentler. I suspect something's not right. This is a kinder, gentler Victor.
We have good plan. This
We
is
do.
good.
This plan is excellent,
This is
I
gonna
yell.
work great. That's right. Shush. Go ahead.
You jump over the fence, go through her truck garden, and you sneak up the back steps.
Wait, he needs to make a dex check when he jumps over the fence.
Oh, I climb walls.
Here. No, dex check, jumping over the fence.
Oh.
You said jump. What's your dex?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I scream, yeah, I did it. 3.
you mate. I made it too. Awesome.
We're great. We're great.
Have we been drinking?
Probably.
We were at the bar.
When
We're
don't
at the
we
pub,
just-
weren't
Yes, you've been drinking. Your senses are diminished.
I see
You have
what-
to wait for the proper time
I
when
think we're
everybody
going,
else
we're going to
goes
the
to sleep.
dungeon for a
Well, look, the problem is if I take any damage, I'll be out. So I got to at least make it to the house.
Oh, that's true. If you had not made your dex check on the fence, you would have died.
I would have died right then. I'd like to get to the house at least.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
So you go up to the door. James, using his thieves' tools, tries to first,
20
Jimmy the lock.
There's a 20% chance they'll break because they're old.
Yeah.
No, 10% chance of breaking because they're old and used.
Okay.
So, all right.
I'll roll
All
that.
right.
Hold on. 53.
Wow,
they
they
don't
didn't break. They're bending.
Good tool.
Yeah.
Crest.
For some reason, James, it just doesn't work. Maybe the lock
I'm
is
shocked.
too rusted or something
You're
like
terrible.
I don't know.
So-
Wait a minute.
So-
Hold on. Sticking. I don't know.
You push, you punch Hafen in the shoulder and say, break it down.
Oh,
So-
yes, I will. Am I rolling an
Right.
open door? Or what am I doing? Or am I just busting it
Oh,
down?
no. Roll a 20-sided die.
Roll it.
Do I want hot? Well, you'll tell me.
Strength check.
Oh, 9. Oh, yes.
Oh, no problem. So Hafen goes up there, gives it a little bump with his shoulder, and you hear the wood crack, and it flies open.
Good one,
All
brother.
right?
Check for traps, you numbskull.
Oh.
This could be traps.
Oh, there's no traps. This
Okay.
old lady. What could be wrong? You're
Okay, I
fine.
trust you. You're the thief. You would
Yeah,
know.
let's go.
Let's go. We're going in.
All right. So you go in, and I mean, does this lady live here? I mean, she's a hoarder. There's.
Hey, that's
cobwebs
someone's
everywhere.
mother. Don't call her a hoarder.
Oh, our mom was a hoarder.
Mom was a hoarder.
And we didn't like when they said
Yeah.
that.
Don't call our mom's a hoarder. That's
Yeah.
terrible. Go
Wait,
ahead.
no, he said hoarder. We hit the mother load.
Oh,
look
there's
at all
lots of
this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's all useless junk as far as you can see.
Old
And
dragon
it's-
magazines.
That's right.
There's a box of old dragon. Is that worth anything? I see
No,
a little
it's,
brown.
Cat Fanciers magazines.
Oh, cat fancier. I see a little brown box.
Cat
Is this
fancy.
worth creating
Cat fancy
Oh.
magazines.
Cats are here.
Oh, shh, cat.
Watch out, cats.
Snack.
She's a cat fancier.
Snack. Go ahead.
I want to hear noise.
You're searching room to room. You're seeing spider webs. You're seeing millipedes and stuff like that. And okay, Dan, a white globular substance flies and hits you in the face.
That's just wrong. Hey, you got something on your face.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
I was back here, man.
I know you were.
No.
Yes.
No.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. I just have my thieves' tools out. Okay. What happened?
What the hell?
What the hell? Well, Dan,
In the name of Grumsh. What the Grumsh?
it sort of burns you.
I bet
Oh.
it does burn.
Oh.
Dan suffered 2 points of damage from this white globular substance that you didn't know where it came
Demon
from.
seed.
So I look around. It's dark because we could see in dark. I see something.
Oh, you see nothing.
I put some on him. What's this?
All right, James.
No sharing.
You're walking a little further into the room, and misses you again. So you're exploring, you're searching things, and you find a room. You're hearing noise from the back of the door. What are you gonna do?
Back of the door. Are we back? Half it. Get in there. It's probably the goose shooter. Shooter.
Going in.
Get it.
I'm
You gotta
getting it.
listen at the door.
No. Bash it. Bash it.
Bash the door.
Bash the door.
We're tough.
Make a roll, Dan.
Oh, you don't do it.
19. I failed my strength
You
check. If
smashed
that's
in the
what I was
door.
doing. Ugh. I used my head. Ugh.
Dan gives it the shoulder. It's something's not right. The door is more solid than it looks. I
This
mean, it
door's
looks
strong.
weathered, distressed.
Can
All right.
I try to open locks? See if it's locked.
Well, you may try.
All right. So, I'm gonna try.
Do I
Open.
have like little stars
So
above
you,
my
You
head?
put your ear up to the door.
Oh yeah. I got.
Uh,
Do you want me to hear noise?
Yeah.
I got 3 in 20 chance. You want me to roll it? Or you're gonna roll it for me?
You could roll it.
Oh, it was there. Did you see?
Oh.
I failed 12. It wasn't
With
one in the
no luck,
elevator.
Butterfingers.
I don't hear anything. It's good.
Are you gonna
Okay.
try to?
Here's wax in your ears.
Yes. And speaking of ears, you feel like something has crawled
Ah.
Ah,
That's not unusual.
nah.
That's kind of
in. No, you stick your finger in your ear and you wiggle it around, and you think it's done, but you can't tell. So you go up to the lock.
I'm always dizzy. That's okay.
It's
Go up to the lock.
earwig assassin.
That's right.
Open that lock, James.
Nope. 87. My tools break. They just snap. Oh, son of a.
It drops in there.
That's right, Coralon. Why?
That's an elf deity, you numbskull.
He's good.
No, he's an elf.
He shot Grumsh.
He hates you.
So you search the rest of the house except for this room because you can't get in it for some reason,
yeah.
right?
Adventure.
You find nothing of value. You go back to the bar. You're drinking, everything else, and you go to bed that night. In the morning, you wake up dead.
Oh, Wake Up Dead. That's a great song by Megadeth.
Both of us? Or just the earwig dude?
Are we both dead?
Is half an ogre dead?
Both dead. You're both dead.
Oh.
Dan, you look like a giant fungus has attacked you, and you didn't notice it. And James, some earworms have went into your ear, laid their eggs, and crawled into your brain and killed you.
Would I have more intelligence at that point? Because I was at 6. I may be more.
No, you're at 0.
Oh. Darn it.
But
Man, I never should have teamed up with you on an adventure.
At least I'm not a fungus. There's a fungus among us. Well, thank you, Vic. That's
the fungus has covered Dan's body. It's got, when they find you in the morning, you're laying there dead, and Dan's body is covered by fungus with mushrooms coming out.
Oh, that sounds.
Is my charisma higher?
That's right.
Is it now an 8?
Possibly.
What was
the room's going to need to be burned that you're in because, that fungus will affect everybody that comes into that room.
Well, so in the town of Garreton, which is probably where we're staying, which again, if you want to do assassins, the classic dungeon or adventure is the Assassin's Knot, L2, which has an Assassin's Guild and everything else. So we probably was there, but I'm sure the Inn of Abraham had to be set on fire because it's full of earwigs and fungi. So, well, thank you, Vic.
Thank you, Vic.
That's awesome. We appreciate being slaughtered.
Incomprehensibly.
Clear we had no idea what happened.
We would never know. We just wouldn't wake up.
I think next time we're going to have to be smarter characters because we wouldn't have had any idea even if we got hit by a sword. My guy gets attacked by his own weapon.
only half the time.
Oh, you didn't even pull out your weapons.
Right, we didn't it wasn't this was the easy mark.
It's amazing how long you can survive with your own weapon.
That's right, with 1 hit point.
It's a new weapon. You just bought it.
Awesome. Hey, so are you running this weekend, Dan? I mean, Vic?
I am running Temple of Elemental Evil with Jeannie, one of my friends Simon, and my children here at the house.
Wonderful.
And then next week we're going back to the temple, or not the temple, the monastery in Tasset, one that I'm going to be running at GaryCon, which has made somebody throw up in their mouth already by my descriptions of things inside of here, which is an evil necromancer, and he's using a gate spell or a gate cube to bring in monsters, and he's killing them, taking apart body parts, storing them away, and my descriptions of some of the stuff have made a female player of mine retch in her mouth.
Nice. Kind of like your character retched in his mouth when he got globbed.
He did get globbed. I was globbed.
So I assume you guys are going to play this weekend?
No, next weekend you're playing.
Next weekend I'm running.
And I'm running the day after.
Right.
So this weekend we have off.
Right. So.
Yeah, they're going to start Descent into the Depths of the Earth, which is D1.
Wow.
They're moving on.
Oh, I wish I was there for that one.
Yeah. So, well, if you come, depending on when you come during Christmas, it may be the day I run, and we'll be in either that or we'll be in the Shrine of the Kutoa at that point. So that would be great. What about you?
Whichever one. I can also bring the monastery in Tasset. It should be done by then.
Awesome.
And just let's talk Demon Idol name.
Demon Idol name.
Statue.
Yes.
Yes.
Notice I put a background behind it, so it would be a little darker.
It looks fantastic. Now I gotta find you a better light so it flickers. It doesn't flicker enough.
I'll go look for one. I'll look for one. We appreciate everything you've done. I just got to add it to my list. I got to get to look online. But if you see one, send it to me. I'll be happy to buy it because this is awesome. We really appreciate it, Vic.
Well, I bought a pack of 36 of them on Amazon for I think it was like $8 or something like that.
Gotcha.
And I make these little fireplaces for my crew, and we paint them up so it's like, oh, you're camping. Well, it's nighttime. Here's your camp.
Yeah.
Set up. So we got tents, the whole 9 yards, and I make them, how are you walking? Where are you at? And then I did the random roll dice, which direction the attack is coming from. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and speaking of things, I pulled out my critical hit, critical fail dice now in the game. My players have decided they don't want to play them anymore, so it's like, oh, all right, we'll try this for a while and see what happens. No more easy kills of giants and stuff like that. Now they're really going to have to fight.
Well, and we talked about it during GrogCon. That I would agree with them, but I think it'll come back. That's something that they probably just got burnt so many times that they're tired of dying horribly. But they'll want it back because every time they roll a 20, you'll be like, too bad we don't have the critical roll again. They'll want it back without a doubt. So
absence makes the heart go fonder.
It does. It does.
What about Dorso the demon?
Dorso.
Dorso the
No,
demon.
no. I was thinking. We should. This is Dave Trepier's thing? So I was going to say.
Yeah, Dave Treppier.
Yeah,
Dave the demon.
No, he was.
No, how about I was thinking Trapazul or something like that. It's just something that homage to him, it's sort of because he's the one who created that. We just, we're just using it for our thing.
Trapazul.
Trapazul or Dazul or something like that,
Right.
Okay.
We'll put that on Twitter. I got a couple polls I got to do.
So we'll have another tie.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna. I don't know. We're getting some more followers now, so it's moving up. So, but yeah, we definitely need to name it, and you have the first right of refusal since you are the thing of it. So we'll put the names up.
I'm not worried about it,
and
as long as it isn't fluffy or something.
Well, Demon McDemon face, which is probably what they'll come up with. The typical thing.
Yes.
So, well, very good, Vic. I appreciate it. Like I said, we look forward to seeing you. It's not going to be that long, a few weeks, and get to run some games, and appreciate being killed horribly again. That seems to be the highlight of our day when we don't know why we die.
Right.
We're gonna just.
Well, I'm wondering how long this Periton or however we're saying this is going to last. Now, this one's a flying monster. This could be a tough one to kill. Well, this could be the. Yeah,
I think that. Well, and that's where a lot of times the people who run them, they kind of, like you said, they shouldn't be landing. They should be strafing and flying. They shouldn't be just allowing people to get massive hits on them because that doesn't make any sense. So
heartless.
They are heartless the Peridon, the female Peridon. So
yeah.
Well, very good. Like I said, we enjoy your campaign today, and we'll see you in a few weeks. And again, of course, anytime you want to jump on, just IM us.
Anytime you need me, just give me a call. You know that.
Absolutely. Hey, tell Jeannie thank you so much, and we'll talk to you real soon.
See you, Scourge.
See you, Scourge.
Yes, the Scourge is. Hey, by the way, you forgot to give Jeannie her title yet.
Oh my God, that's right. Okay, well, we can't do that now. We'll do it next week. We gotta do it next week.
I'm so disappointed. Well, that'll be fun
right.
next week.
Jeannie title. I forgot.
Right.
Tell her, please. We apologize.
What area is she going to take though? Vic really seems to be acquiring much of the Big Sky territory.
You gotta tell us.
You know what? I will share the lands of the north. I mean, let her administer the North Woods.
The North Woods. Okay.
Wow, she's like a vassal.
The Northern Woods. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. We'll do that next time.
She likes druids, so that would make sense.
Yeah, the Northern Woods. I like it.
She's sort of like in charge of Parks and Rec.
Right.
She's like the forester or something.
Leisure things, torture and death, like that.
Right, in the forest.
Yeah, when people say we're going to send you to the forest, everyone starts screaming, "No, we don't want to go to the forest."
No, they're like, "Yay, sounds good," and then they get there, and it's like,
and they're tortured,
exactly.
and killed. Yep.
Right, by the druid.
By the druid, mistress of pain. There.
Maybe we should call her. Wait, what's the head druid? What's the
grand druid?
Yeah, so she'd
the
be
great druid.
She's like the great druid. Okay,
it's like the great pumpkin, which was awesome. All right, sir. Thank you very much. We'll have a great week. We'll talk, hopefully see you next week.
No problem. Talk to you guys later.
All right, great.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, so how would you rate that call? That was pretty good. Great, thanks.
That's pretty good.
All right, so we have one last thing we have to do. Now, you had suggested from last week that, remember, you went after our Chamberlain, Most August, from Australia. You broke into his house and stole stuff.
Yes.
And we had folks who were like, really? We can I be part of this thing? And then you said you wanted to assassinate one of our patrons.
Not literally.
I think you said you want to assassinate one of our patrons.
The context clearly suggested that it was just a role-playing assassinate. No actual patron is going to be hurt in this segment.
If you say so, I hope that's the case.
I see an ogre thumb.
Yeah. So we have our dear friend, one of our people, part of the Grog Empire, who wants to be part of this session, which was our new segment, Assassinated Patron. So, hello, how are you?
Oh, I gotta get these back on.
Good. No, it's no problem. That's no problem at all. We're working through this. Let's see if I see you on the screen. Hold on, I gotta adjust this. Because of course, every time you do this, there's always some kind of magic. I don't see your video, Martin, when you get a chance. Nope, not now.
Oh, there it is.
Ah, now we see you. That's beautiful. All right, so you're making yourself bigger. I'm going to put you on the screen in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Martin, how are you, sir? You're on YouTube. You're on GROGTALK. Thank you for coming on.
I'm excellent. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, excellent. So,
looking forward to being assassinated.
And,
well, among other things. You know, that's not the only thing we do here.
Great.
And maybe Martin can tell us a little bit about his background.
Yes.
With 1E briefly and where he's living.
So, Martin, how
now.
did you get into the hobby? First, we need to use his appropriate title. He is the master,
Sure.
his most august piety, Baron Contentious Lord of Sweden.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yes.
And soon of Finland as well.
And soon, well, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yes.
if our dear friend doesn't become a patron soon enough, Martin's forces are going to cross the Great Plains through Norway and take over Finland.
So someone needs to step up from Finland and send us money.
Well, soon, yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
Right.
that's the blunt way of saying it, send money.
Right.
But the other way is to be part of the Grog Empire. But yeah, that's fine.
So I think Martin should be called, I like the Baron Contentious.
The Baron Contentious, I like
Right?
that.
The Baron Contentious.
Or the master.
He goes by many
that
names.
works as well.
Yes, he is.
Sure.
He's by many names. So Martin, tell us how you got into the hobby. Maybe what was your first, game that you've and did you take a break off and what are you playing now?
Sure. Well, I got into the hobby 25 years ago, I think, or close enough. Mid-90s. I was about 10, 11, I think. And I had my mother had read the Narnia books to me when I was a kid, and about the time when I started with role playing, my dad had introduced me to the Lord of the Rings books and so on. So I was into fantasy, and I think a friend had some guy at school had his older brother had a copy of an older copy of a Swedish role-playing game based on, it's called Drakar och Demoner, which means dragons and demons, but it's actually more it's a translation of a basic role-playing, the system used in RuneQuest, for example. Mm-hmm. So it's a fairly different sort of game than D&D. But I played that and other Swedish role-playing games for 5-6 years or something, and then around 2000 I got into. I know I bought third edition Dungeons and Dragons as soon as it came out, but in August I think of 2000. But I think I also got an earlier Swedish translation of the Menser basic set.
Yeah.
Around maybe half a year earlier. So I think that was actually my introduction to D&D. And the thing is, I got into the hobby in the mid-90s, and around that time, it was, of course, you weren't in the hobby at that time, but around that time, it was like, Vampire was big, and it was all supposed to be, none of this dungeoneering stuff, but it was all supposed to be like existential angst and, heavy storytelling stuff. And I really wasn't into that. And, when I play with older guys, they would all, they loathed, the old school dungeon that was all part of the past, and I just thought that the sort of role playing that went on in the 90s was really not my cup of tea, and I just thought it sounded much cooler with the old school stuff. So then I think around I played the D&D third edition for a period of a few years, but I think like around 2002 I started getting more. I started browsing like the Dragon's Foot forums on the internet, and was really interested in the older versions of the game, and I think I bought the three rule books in around 2004, and I think we tried to play it once, but I really had a hard time getting into the rules and all that. And then I really, from like the mid-late OOs to so for a period of about 10 years or a bit more, I really didn't play a lot. I never considered myself to be out of the hobby the way you were. I still bought RPG books, collected stuff, and had toyed with the idea of starting up a group, but never really got around to it. And then I actually about a year ago, in November last year, I just got my closest group of friends here in Stockholm to let's just play Dungeons and Dragons, and we've played it ever since. We got over to first edition AD&D this summer. We played an OSR game previous to that, but we converted the characters and all that to AD&D first edition in this summer. So we've been playing it for half a year about.
That's wonderful.
And how do the other players, do you find, are they enjoying 1E and the style? Had they played other role-playing games? So is 1E a new, I assume it's a new experience for them.
It is, but none of them had ever played any sort of role-playing game previous to that. Some of them knew what it was and was sort of interested in playing it. A few of them had never heard of the concept before. They were like, when they got here the first time, they were like, well, I don't want to be, I don't want to be late to the game because then everyone else will know the rules and I will lose. Yeah. So they had no concept of how the game was played, but they were instantly hooked, and now we're about a year into the campaign.
Wonderful. And I know that Martin shared with us, his work that he's been doing, taking first edition and old school role playing and writing it in Swedish. And again, he showed us that, yes. That was. You want to talk about high quality and production. That was amazing. I had no idea, you do the Google Translate to try to figure it out, but there it is. So wow. We'll put the link into the show notes here where he's done that, so which is awesome. So why did you what compelled you to do that? What was your thing behind that?
Well, I was actually, it's quite interesting what I think Carlos Lysing said the first time he was on that. He made adventure modules for himself, but he did it when he wrote adventure modules. He wanted to make them, nicely laid out and all that. And was it his wife who said that you should just sell these? And for me, it was kind of the same thing. It was sort of like a pet project. I wanted to play first edition Dungeons and Dragons, but for one thing, even though my circle of friends are all fairly good at English, but at the same time, I kind of dislike playing with using English terms because It feels more like a computer game that way. It feels more like you're talking about World of Warcraft or whatever the kids play these days. So it was partly that, and also partly because some concepts are just it's just a hassle to translate on the fly. Like, I mean, square feet to square meters is one thing, but cubic feet to cubic meters, and also the third thing, the problem I have with, of course, AD&D First Edition is mostly the disposition and the. It's having to flip between several pages in order to find. What I've done in my translation is having all the classes each class take up half a page in a 2-column format. So it's just having everything easily used at the table. So that was, and it was partly like just a project to see how well I could do it, and it's been a fun process. It's taken a long time, but it's I've translated I've made it a booklet about the first booklet, which is the one that I've shared so far on the website, which is basically the character creation part from the Player's Handbook, with some stuff from the Dungeon Master's Guide added, like aging and so on. And then I've translated mostly like spell levels 1 through 6 for the magic user, spell levels 1 through 4 for the cleric, and quite a few of the monsters. And then I've recently, I'm somewhere in like the early beta stages of a 20-page booklet containing the combat rules.
Okay.
So that's pretty much where I am right now.
Well, and you know, for some people, the combat rules in Swedish would be easier than the combat rules in the DMG. So we may want to just offer them, hey, I don't know how combat works in first edition. We'll send Martin's to him.
Yeah, we may actually want to learn Swedish.
Right.
To help us
I'm sure he's probably made it more simpler than we've done it, because we still don't understand it half the time.
And I can't even figure out the cubic feet without the conversion to meters.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot to it. Are you having people help you with this, or is this just the thing you're doing yourself?
No, it's just something I'm doing myself. Yeah, basically.
My guess is you know the rules really well, because I would think having to translate that, because you're going through line by line, you must be acquiring quite a knowledge.
A good
of the
knowledge.
rules,
That's awesome.
Well, just let me add there. It's not a translation word by word.
Right.
Also, all WotC people afraid of me using trademarked words and so on. I don't in the published version use any trademarked words, and also it's not a literal translation. It's more of an interpretation.
Yeah.
So when it comes to combat and stuff that's been debated for 20 years or something on the internet, like initiative rules and so on, I make my own interpretations according to my own whims and according to what I feel is probably closest to rules as written.
Yeah.
So and it's been reworked and redispositioned, so it's not a literal translation, but I think it's still fairly close, maybe 95% to rules as written, at least in some interpretation.
Right, and
yes.
I was thinking more that in order to do sort of the restatement of it, you'd have to read it, obviously, all
yes, of course,
word by word,
true.
Just right, and that would be
exactly, yeah, that's true, and it's been a process. I mean, it's been a process, and that's part of what's been great about the experience. Is I wouldn't have learned the rules as well if I hadn't done this translation project. So yes, I think
yeah. I think, you know, again, what a credit to you to try to get people engaged. You know, our whole show is about trying to reduce the stigma of first edition, and you know, take it as you can. So you're removing the language barrier. You know, it's not their folks that you're playing with first language. Lets them get engulfed, and then they can, you know, you're not saying this is the only way to play it. You're saying this is how I'm taking these rules, I'm making it more accessible. Hey, if you want to read it later and figure out yourself, that's great. It's a very OSR, old school revival kind of mindset, which is let's eliminate the barriers to people playing, because they don't, you know, they have to cross-reference 14 books. So how many people do you have playing with you?
In my group right now, we're 6.
Oh, good. So
it's me and five my friends and colleagues.
That's a good group.
Yeah, so we're usually around 4 or 5 each session.
Is anyone playing a gnome?
No one's playing a gnome. Most people are playing humans. They each have 2 characters, though, which is how we started. Because when we started, I just figured that they would one of them would die almost immediately, and they would have at least one left. But it sort of lived on. So it's they still have henchmen. So I think they're in their group right now. I think they're 12 people fighting it with fighting abilities. Whatever monster they've captured and charmed, and some torch carrier type. But no one's playing a gnome. I think there used to be an elf, but she died. There's a dwarf that was created last time. Okay. That's the closest thing. I'm afraid. Sorry.
Well, no party's perfect.
Yeah. So and I guess apparently the way you say gnome in Swedish is
gnome.
Gnome.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Gnome.
Gnome.
You pronounce the G.
No wonder his translation's easy. It's the same thing.
As opposed to a dwarf, which is a little bit different.
Dvärgar.
Dvärgar. See, there you go.
Okay.
That's
and
awesome.
Which AD&D term does dvärgar sound like?
I don't know.
Say it again.
Dvärgar.
Dvärgar.
Sounds like elf to me. But it's so long.
Dvärgar. Dwerger?
Dwerger. Oh, yes. That's right. Dwerger.
What's a dwerger?
See, unfortunately for my friend Dan, his experience really 81, 82, it falls off. That's the gray dwarfs.
What?
The gray dwarfs. What? They're
quite.
They're okay. Here.
Oh, come on.
It's a Monster Manual 2, which should be in canon. Oh. Excuse us, Martin.
I think you're confused. You mean the Surf Neblin, don't you?
No, that's a deep gnome.
Exactly.
Which is even more ridiculous than a normal gnome.
Well, aren't those in the? Well, wait, I shouldn't say it, because aren't you getting to Surf Neblin in your campaign?
At some point, and Duergar. That's the Duergar. They're evil.
Encountered race of evil, seldom encountered, very rare.
Right.
They're in the D series, I think.
They are. That's correct.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so it's not just Surf Neblin. Wait, why can't I be a Duergar if I can be a Surf Neblin?
You can be.
I can be under the book that shall not be named.
The book that shall not be named.
This is confirming why this book shall remain unnamed.
That's right. It's the book that shall not be named.
I can be a Duergar player character.
Or Drow, you could be too.
They're rarely encountered. Don't they live deep down in the...
Apparently, one ventures out.
They get lost.
Brings a certain Nevlin and a Drow, and you can be them. They do get penalties up in the upper area because they're averse to light.
Okay.
It's every day is evergreen with you, isn't it, Dan? You learn something new every day.
I do. It's like
great.
It's like it's 1986.
It is 1986. So it's like 1986.
Everything's new.
All
in every sense of the word.
That's it. What's happening?
Well, so Martin has wanted to again. So as we talked about assassins, do you have anyone who plays assassins in your party, or have you had them? What's your thoughts on them? Wow.
I have one, and as I was inquiring on the live chat, I have one assassin who was evil, but I don't quite remember how, but in some way she was magically she got a magical alignment change.
Yes.
So she's now, I think, neutral good or something. And I was, for my part, I don't think there is any problem with letting her keep her class. But of course, since it's specified that it's the class is reserved for evil characters, I was inquiring how others, what rulings other people made regarding that. But we have one assassin, and she hasn't really been assassinating anyone in the using the assassin table, except for slaying defenseless enemies. But I'm sure we'll get there sooner or later.
Yeah, I'd say you're a thief now.
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons to that discussion. The question becomes, how do they go forward? You as the DM would have to say, can they? Because eventually, an assassin has to run an assassin's guild. You can't get up to a certain level. That's the way I would adjudicate.
Right.
I wouldn't change their assassin, that they couldn't do an assassination. The question is, what would be okay for them to do now that they're a good assassin? Why would they assassinate people? Well, just like a paladin murders people, there would have to be the right reason. I think the biggest issue is I would argue, after a while you couldn't get up. How would they get training, or how would they go up into the Assassin's Guild?
Exactly.
At some point, I would rule that they could not get any higher level. I don't know what level
That's
that would
a good point.
be, but what chief?
I think it's 11 to. I think it's
right.
In order to get to level 14, is it?
Well, chief assassin or
assassinate,
prime assassin or something like that. At some point, they would not be able to move up because their morality would not allow them to assassinate other people, nor would they take on the responsibilities of the guild.
You're directing orders. People are coming to you and saying, I want the prince killed.
Here it is.
Right.
And you're taking that job usually. You should.
In order for this is Player's Handbook, page 30. In order for an assassin character to gain experience levels above the 13th prime assassin, he or she must have the requisite experience points, and then either assassinate the local guildmaster assassin, 14th level, or challenge him or her to a duel to the death, etc. So, that's. I would agree. I would need a very legitimate explanation to why the character in question would still, be organized in an assassin's guild and so on.
And then on the other flip side, I would put, if they were too low level where they couldn't self-train, because it says, it's very difficult to train past, unless you got exceptional rating for your thing. It would be challenging. It depends. I think the player, if you have a good player, you could work through it, but I wouldn't just automatically give it. It would be a hassle.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if you have good players, that's what makes it fun. That's what makes the dumb character or the good assassin interesting. But it has to be played the right way. A lot of players, at least in our campaigns, they wouldn't see that as an opportunity to create a unique character. They would see it as, oh, how am I getting training now? Because I got to go to the evil place, and maybe as part of the training, you have to go assassinate, the old lady or something like that. And I can't.
Broom.
Yeah.
Right, with the broom. Make it look like she fell or something like that. So.
Well, sweeping. A sweeping accident. That's what's great about we already talked about that. Yeah. The illusionist know. You don't know how they died. They're just laying on the ground.
Right.
So again, thanks to our new Assassinated Patron special.
Yes.
We just learned how assassins can do it. So, Martin, do you have a character that you play right now? Are you just a DM at this point?
I'm just a referee at the moment.
Okay.
No, I think Martin is. So he's from Sweden.
He is from Sweden.
I think he's like he's kind of like a third level fighter. I see, don't you see someone like kind of from the northern?
Right. Very stereotypical.
Right.
From the Fafford.
Very Fafford. Whoa.
Very Fafford-like.
Fafford is more than third level if you look at.
No, I know Fafford is, but he was third level at some point.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
He's also more. Yeah, he's a dual class. Yeah. At least he's a fighter bard, right? I don't know what he is in the DGG, but he's a skald.
And they had different alignments actually. Fafford and the Grey Mouser were given different alignments, which I thought was interesting. Right? Is what Newhan. Yeah, we can't assassinate Fafford. Number one, we'd fail, wouldn't we?
Right. It should be. Well, he's a hero. He's not. But
I'm only third level.
I know he's a hero. Oh yeah, but he's in here. He's a hero. He is a 15th level ranger, a 13th level thief, and your memory, Martin, is very good. A 5th level bard. That's interesting.
Right.
Yeah, and he's a bard.
He's a skald. Don't you remember from the books?
Yeah.
He's trained as a skald. That's why he have a very high-pitched voice.
Oh, it's been a while. And he's neutral good, whereas the Grey Mouse is neutral.
So so here's what I think we need to do. So Martin, you're a third level fighter. You're living in the fictional city of Stockholm now,
and he's in a yurt.
Actually, I'm in Visby, on the Isle of Gotland in the Baltic Sea, because that's where I'm launching my invasion of Finland.
Ah, wonderful. Oh. And so actually Dan has been hired by the Finns to try to stop this, and quietly, because if you fail, this provoked attack would cause even more civil war. I mean, a war would happen.
Maybe we've hired this assassin at the GROGTALK Empire because we're concerned about.
Right.
Oh, a lot of intrigue.
There's a lot of intrigue going on. So, So Dan, you have to explain. He's in his war camp. He's just.
Is he in a yurt?
I don't know.
Isn't a yurt a tent of some kind?
I'm sure it is.
What?
No, I'm behind walls in the walled medieval town of Visby, and of course I'm on guard for assassins because I would expect nothing less from the Finns.
Exactly.
Oh well, I want to infiltrate as a spy.
Okay.
I want to like make believe like I'm like a servant.
Right. So
I have
well,
good
you have to explain to me
Right.
what you're doing.
Right.
You're trying to infiltrate the town of Visby into the castle. You're trying to get to Martin, who is is a great commander who's going to launch his forces. This is the so what? How are you getting into the castle?
I am going to portray myself as a servant boy, seeking work.
Seeking
I'm
work.
James the servant boy.
James.
This is a prequel.
This is a prequel. I love it. Okay, so you're going to try to espionage your way in.
Yes, I'm going to try to become a yes. I'm going to portray myself as a servant boy.
So you're just are you? What is your intent in this?
My intent,
Right.
well, on spying.
Yes. What is your intent?
My
on spying?
intent is to determine what traps have been laid, when he's most vulnerable, when he sleeps. I want to know his entire routine.
Okay, so that I would consider a difficult task because it's missions to formulate plans, maps. It requires you're going to gain confidence of someone because you're going to need to be sneaking around and doing some of that.
And let's understand how important this is. We didn't see this coming, but this is going to determine whether Finland's over. I mean, this is
Right.
This is world changing.
Potentially world changing.
It is.
It is. Okay.
Well, eventually we would have to use the siege rules. We may have to pull out the battle system, which is over here somewhere. The battle master.
We just
system.
keep going.
Right, we're going to keep going.
We should just non-stop. Just the Grog Talk just keeps going.
It's like
and going.
it's like a
I
24
have all day.
It's a 24-hour channel.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
so this is a difficult thing. So it's 5 to 40 days this will take. So roll 5d8. This is how many days it's going to take.
Rolling and flipping.
Rolling and flipping. That's right.
Okay, how many times am I rolling this?
5 times.
4, 8, 9, 17, 24.
24. So it's going to take 24 days. So you leave. Well, and you may have come from Denmark and taken a sailing ship up there.
Right.
You know, there may have been an intermediary.
Right.
Because obviously coming from Finland directly, that's an alert.
And I'm disguising myself as
Right,
a
of
servant
course.
boy. I don't know what a servant boy looks like. But
Well, it kind of looks like you, except with a loincloth. I mean, you're scrawny and thin. Actually,
I'm too scrawny and short. I
you
need
look
to
too good like a servant
increase
boy.
my height a little, be a little stronger.
So, what level of?
I look like an elderly
Wise.
man.
What level? How much money is Finland paying to try to assassinate Martin? Let's start with that, because this will determine your level.
Okay. How much
are they
money?
Gonna pay? Now, how much are they going to pay for this?
Oh, how much are you gonna pay?
Yeah, how much are they paying?
right. I'm with you.
Because I don't want you to say what level, because you'll be
right.
like, I'm a grandmaster.
All right, 1 or 2, it's going to be in the tens. 3 or 4, it's in the hundreds. 5 or 6, it's in the thousands.
Okay.
Oh, it's in the thousands.
Okay, how much are they paying?
Okay, I'm telling you right now. All right, I'm going to do a D12. 4,000 gold pieces.
4,000 gold pieces.
4,000.
Okay, well, that's roughly, you're an 11th level assassin.
Oh, this is going to be. Oh,
Wow,
you're in
they're not
trouble, my
messing
friend.
around, Martin.
Well, he's taking over Finland.
Right, this is a big deal.
Trying to.
So a senior assassin is being dispatched to do
Oh, I'm like born.
this. Right, so you have a 65% chance of being successful in your reconnaissance.
I'm a gnome illusionist assassin.
No,
just
you're
let
not.
you know. What?
Okay, fine. You're no illusionist
You said
assassin.
it's the greatest of all
Yeah,
class
it
of
is
all
the
time.
greatest.
I'm a gnome illusionist assassin. So I'm disguising myself as a human. I'm not a gnome anymore. I'm very short.
Okay. And Martin has already said there are precautions, strong precautions, security checks on individuals, counter spy. Are you using any counter spies, Martin?
Of course, but they're mostly based in Finland.
Ah, excellent.
So my counter-espionage at Gotland proper is limited.
Well, I'm going to roll. I'm going to give
They
you.
may already be on. You mean they may already be on to me?
You may be dead at sea.
I show up there. Yeah, it's right. The boat does it. I'm like a little gnome in a boat, and there's like a dragon, a higher dragon turtle, just gonna.
Right. Let's see if they determine.
Could happen.
So you have about a week before you have been. Your spy network has identified that that an attempt on your life is coming. So that clearly makes this chance of being detected very high. Okay, so let's start with your chance of success. So roll percentages. You want to roll less than 65% to see if you're successful in your
In my what?
spying.
I got it.
Wow.
84.
You failed at the success. Now we have to see if you're a chance of discovery.
It's not going well.
Right, it's not. So roll percentages again.
Okay, I've memorized invisibility.
Okay.
Change self.
Right.
All right. 42.
Oh, this is not good. So Martin Spy Network has identified you coming. You start, and you have been detected. Now roll percentages.
52.
52. Okay. So at this point, you were caught in a suspicious act. That's being a gnome.
That's normal.
Being a gnome in a human area.
Yeah, right.
You've been imprisoned.
Oh.
And wait a minute. And there's an asterisk here. If counter spies are employed, they will give the spy false information and follow her to find out where she came from. And so now I'm going to say some of Martin's spies have given you false information. You follow them, and now they're going to ambush you.
Oh, so in other words, I'm not imprisoned.
Nice.
So what's happened is they're like, oh yeah, you need to go here.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Right.
That's good info.
That's right. So they are going to try to assassinate you, and then you can try to.
So this segment was I was supposed to be assassinating, doing the assassinating, and I'm getting assassinated.
That's right. Exactly.
How?
The tables have been
That's
turned.
right. That's how it works here.
Oh man.
First edition.
This guy's good.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah. So you are now being assassinated. You turn the corner following these.
Do we need to call Vic? Bring Vic back in?
No, yeah, Vic would kill you with an earwig. That segment's passed already.
Okay.
So you follow these two things who you thought were contacts that were going to help you get into Martin's castle. You turn the corner, and you are waylaid by you yourself are being assassinated.
Because I look around, I'm like, where are they? I'm like, hey guys, where are you?
Right.
Guys?
Right, guys, and all of a sudden you are.
I'm in a dark alley.
You're waylaid by the assassin.
A dark alley with
now
like
we
a
need
red
to figure
dragon.
out the level of the assassin. Well, how much would you pay to assassinate the assassin?
Oh, he's taking over Finland.
I would pay at least as much. That depends. Would I know how much the Finns have paid to test me?
I'm going to make that an espionage check based on your spies figuring out that. That's a good point. All right, so let me roll percentages. Yes, 39. You clearly know that. You know it's in the thousands of. What is it, kroner? What's the official?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's kroner.
Well, it's euro in Finland, so I suspect
they paid in euro. So now, but you'd be paying in kroner.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
So
still kind of an insultingly low sum to have me killed.
Right. So how much do you want to spend to counter assassinate this?
Well, I spend the same amount.
Right. So another 11th level assassin is going to try to assassinate you.
Okay.
Okay. So that means we have to roll the assassination table. He's got surprise.
Right.
And we'll see the chance of being assassinated. And we're flipping.
And we're flipping. We're rolling and flipping.
Okay, here we go.
Rolling and flipping.
You're an 11th level. He's an 11th level. 50-50 chance. He's using a poison blade.
So who's rolling? Are you rolling?
Of course I am.
Okay.
He's using a poison blade.
All right, so that means
he's
he's
using a dagger. So he's going to shiv you with the dagger, and you may have to make a save regardless.
Okay, is he like -2 because I'm so small? Is he like an ogre assassin?
That's a good question.
He's a Finn.
He's a Finn.
So that's clearly -2.
For the irony of it.
Okay, he's a Finn. He's a Finnish assassin. He's human.
All right.
Okay, under 50, insta-death. If not, you may take damage.
He's a Finn. Oh, he's working on the inside.
Right.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's why you've been betrayed.
Wow, I've been betrayed by one of my own?
Yes.
Come on now.
No, 99.
Does he stab himself? Does he assassinate himself?
No, but he's in fact that much. I'm going to make a roll to hit. I don't think he could poison you that way. He'd have to hit you.
But you said it's on. All right.
Well, yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter if I fail the
You said I got to
table.
roll for save.
Yeah,
Right?
now you have
One
to roll
question.
for
One question.
Yes.
It was a gnome illusionist assassin.
That's
Is it that 11th level assassin and which level illusionist, or is it just?
That's a good point.
Well, that's a good point.
11 levels.
I can only go up to I think like 8,
Yeah,
7 or 8.
somehow
I'm gonna cap out.
We screwed that up. You can only be an 8th level assassin and a 7th level illusionist. So that's how you
see. He wrote the book. He knows.
He did. He does wrote the book.
Yeah.
But he missed. But you do have to make your save.
All right.
Versus poison. 18.
Well, that's good.
That's good. You saved, but you did take damage from the dagger. 2.
So are we rolling initiative? I'm getting the heck out of here.
No, we're not rolling initiative. You escape with your life but you flee into the waters.
I like it. Yeah, all right. I cast invisibility or something.
But your attempt was foiled.
All right.
And you'll have to do a better plan. And at this point, Martin and his fleet is sailing towards Finland.
Right?
You are a marked man, because a marked gnome.
I'm a marked gnome.
You are wanted for death.
Indeed.
You are wanted for death in 2 countries.
That could be a new segment. To kill a gnome.
To kill a gnome.
We just kill a random gnome.
You are a thing. So you escaped your assassination. You are alive to tell the day, and now your armies are now moving towards, and we'll have to adjudicate whether you're successful in seizing Finland back for the Swedes. So, well, thank you, Martin. This was really fun. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you coming on.
Sure did.
And anytime you want to come on, you just we're on Twitter at GROGTALK. Oh, you're our last guest. You have to roll D10 for how well our session did.
Oh,
do you have a D10?
Hang on, wait 1 second.
Sure, no problem.
And how are we doing? How are we doing on time?
It's time to go. It's 11:20. Time to wrap it up.
Time to wrap it up. I think it was a pretty. I think this show felt like a. Honestly, this show felt like an 8 to me. How did it feel to you?
I felt it was really good. We had Martin. We did 2 namings to the Grog Empire. We had Vic on, who killed us incomprehensibly.
Right.
We had Martin
Okay,
on.
gentlemen, the moment of truth is
All right,
here.
Here it is.
And here it is. Roll the D10. Tell us what you get. I'm giving it a +1 regardless.
A 10.
Whoa!
10.
This show went to
Virtual high
11.
five. That's right. This went to 11.
This show.
Spinal Tap.
Yes. The episode
Awesome.
that went to 11.
Congratulations.
Can that be in the title, maybe? The episode that went to 11?
Okay, I can do that. I think I can do that.
All right.
Because anything you do is just more work for me. So
Exactly.
the episode that goes to 11. Episode that goes to 11. Outstanding.
The best Grog Talk episode ever.
That's it. So
Of course it is.
Of course.
So Martin, anytime you want to be on, just send us a note. If there's a topic, obviously we appreciate you on the chat, but if there's something you want to talk about, we're always fascinated. We're so thankful that we have folks like you in other countries, because, when we started this almost a year ago, we didn't think anyone would do this. But the fact that we have an international community is super great. It's awesome.
Keeping First Edition alive.
And go ahead.
Yeah, one last thing. Thank you for that. I have one suggestion.
Good.
If you don't mind.
Of course.
Sure. And that is the campaign that we're currently playing, which is Anomalous Subsurface Environment. It's
very interesting.
an excellent adventure module. So far released in 2 modules. And it's I think the first one, which is the one I have printed out here, was released in 2011 by a gentleman named Patrick Whitmore.
Okay.
And it's for Labyrinth Lord originally,
Lord? Yeah.
But it's fairly easy to convert to AD&D. And it's if you like, it's a very Gonzo style science fantasy. Wizards with laser guns fighting elves and dinosaurs and robots and so on. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's excellent. It's super funny. It's weird. It's very much Thundar the Barbarian mixed with some Ralph Bakshi's Wizards and so on. So if you like that kind of stuff, if you don't mind. Wizards and robots and laser guns and that sort of thing mixing. It's an excellent adventure. I'd love to maybe sometime in the future do a more proper review of that one.
Wonderful.
Because that's I wholeheartedly recommend.
So can you hold up one more time for us for the?
Sure, of course.
And it's A11 ASE1 Anomalous Subsurface Environment. ASE1. So that is our suggestion for today, brought to you by Martin, our dear friend, our part of the Grog Empire. He is, of course, known as the Master, his most august piety, Baron, contentious Lord of Sweden.
And maybe
of Finland.
We'll find out.
The die has been cast. So if you are Finnish you want to restore honor to your nation, join the Grog Empire, and then we would have to, maybe they could carve up Norway, and they'll have to decide what they're going to do with that.
Right.
So, Martin, thank you so much. So on behalf of Grog Talk, I'm James.
Thank you.
I'm Dan.
Thank you for having me on.
And everyone have a great week, and we'll see you next week on Grog Talk. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.